Barbosa coming out here at Liquid Swords 4 for the first match of the event. We have Annabelle coming out of Kogan here to kick off Liquid Swords 4. I'm your commentator, Maine Miller, doing like co-commentator.
Miranda Yost.
How you doing, Miranda?
Pretty good. How are you?
Doing pretty good. Going to commentate some matches here for Liquid Swords 4.
And this is the first match of the day, a youth match for 4 minutes.
Yeah, but again, I love that Liquid Swords does both the kids matches and the adults. They have some pro matches. Immediate pass here by Annabelle. Again, Liquid Swords, it is a no points. It is submission only for the regulation. Then it goes to overtime. We move into standard overtime rules here.
She does a really good job going to north-south and holding Annabelle down so Annabelle can't get her guard back.
Yeah, again, you just get out of the guard early in the match. It gives you a lot of time on the top position to work for subs, which is, again, what Liquid Swords is looking for. Looking for subs, looking to, finish people in the regulation to end up with a lot of finishes for the event.
Yeah. Louisa looks like she's trying to isolate an arm and go after one of the arms once Annabelle starts to kind of overcompensate by kind of pushing against her. Annabelle's doing a really good job of not extending her arms very much and kind of using her feet and her hips to kind of move herself around.
Certinho, pronto, vamos aí. Agora você tem que pegar o underhook.
Pode deixar ela virar e pegar as costas. Pode deixar ela virar e pegar as costas também.
Isso, se é... Isso.
Nice pressure on top. Again, just keeping a good top position here. Looking to start pushing at that wrist to break the hands open there, to start isolating one arm to look for probably an arm bar or a Kimura. Based on how she's putting her legs over the head, I'm going to guess that she's going to look for Kimura here on the top, or potentially could fall off there for an arm bar.
Yeah. She's trying for shoulder control, kind of isolating the arm. She's also doing a really good job looking over at her corner and trying to figure out what her corner, is asking her to do.
It's one thing I love to see in youth competitors is they go for something and they look for kind of affirmation from their corner to go, hey, am I doing the right thing? Where should I be going here? It's something that you love to see in youth, because usually if they're doing that at a youth level, that continues into the adult levels, and you get, a very, very competent competitor that really knows how to use their team. Yeah, especially in these short matches, there's not a huge amount of time to work, so you want to make sure that, your corner can give you the best advice for those short matches where you really have to run for the entire duration of the match.
And if you notice, Louisa's coach just went from English to Portuguese to coach her. And I wonder if that was, so her opponent couldn't hear exactly what she was trying to do. But he's coaching in Portuguese now, which is interesting. It's always fun to see the different dynamics of a coach and their student.
Yeah, it's always very, very interesting when you see that. We see that with Mikey Musumeci sometimes.
Yeah.
When you have the English commentary or the English coaching into the Portuguese coaching, depending on where they are in the match or what information you're trying to communicate, if you want your opponent or your opponent's corner to know that information or not.
Yeah. And with kids, it's a little more difficult to coach. But right now she has isolated the arm. It looks like she is going to sit back for an arm bar. Annabelle does a really good job grabbing her arm out as Louisa goes into, it looked like De La Hiva into a sweep.
Yeah, real quick there in the transition.
And then Louisa gets a sweep herself. She straight side control, going back after that arm.
Looking for that Kimura grip again on the top. Again, looking for the corner for the information that she needs. Really a nice north-south work here. Really staying away from the legs. Good pressure on top.
Really good job, staying on top of Annabelle and being able to continually hold her down and hold that pressure down so that Annabelle can't get her guard back or try to sweep.
Move the time here. We are now moving into the overtime here. For Liquid Swords, we start with overtime. You have either the back or the arm, and you are looking for a submission. So we're not looking for ride time. We are looking for a submission as we run through the various overtimes there.
Yeah, it goes back, and then it goes arm, and then it goes takedown for all the matches today. It's BAT, B-A-T.
Which I like, again, so you don't end up with the entirety of the circle happening in overtime.
Yeah.
Really, really nice turn through there to get back on top. And now Luisa is going to be on the back of Annabelle here.
She immediately gets that triangle from the back, which makes it a lot harder for Annabelle to get out. But Annabelle's doing a really good job with both of her hands on the arms so that she's not getting choked, and slowly trying to get herself to the mat.
Yeah, the roll through there is what you need to be doing, but it is really hard with that body triangle. If that body triangle starts hooking underneath the knee like it is, or even hooks through the center of the legs like we saw at the beginning, it can make those roll throughs and freeing your hips really, really hard to do.
Yeah.
Referee looking real close at the hand position.
He's also trying to pay attention that, with the children, you got to watch a little bit harder.
Yeah, just
you never know, the reactions.
Mm-hmm. And you're looking for safety of the athletes, which again, I love all 3 referees we have. Liquid Swords 4 are very, very experienced guys that have been doing it for a very long time. Almost locked the choke in there, and then decided to pull it back out.
Is Annabelle trying for an arm bar, or is she just trying to keep the arm away?
I think she's probably just trying to keep the arm away, because again, if it's straightened out like that, you can't loop it back in front of the face. Really nice turn through. We are going to move into the armbar section of the overtime rounds.
Yeah, in the armbar section of this, they start with one arm in and kind of one arm on the mat. It's kind of the opposite of what you would do at a 10th Planet or an EBI kind of style event. But Annabelle's still holding on to that arm. But Louise is going to try to step over the head maybe to try to get the angle different on her arm.
That shoulder's real tight, though. It's down close to the mat. It's very hard here to be able to step over, especially when your secondary arm is still trapped between the legs like that. This is going to get really tight. Nice stack. Gonna look to try to pull the arm out here.
But she really needs to also make sure that Annabelle can't kind of stretch her body out from this position too. Because if she can stretch her body out, then you're still stuck in that arm.
Yeah, Annabelle looks like to be the taller of the 2 athletes here. And she's really using that length well, getting up on her shoulders, really driving up and extending and kind of knocking Luisa off balance and off base. Good defense there, has the hands together. But Annabelle's still really locked onto that arm. He's doing a very, very nice job here of just keeping the arm, pushing out, breaking the hands, pushing away.
And not allowing her to, get that arm back. Her to be able to advance to a position to get out.
Yeah, in this stack for a long period of time, again, it's you're both athletes are getting fatigued here, and it becomes a little bit of a war of attrition of, trying to stack long enough to loosen up the grip so that you can pull the hand out or drive through and basically smash past around, versus how long can you stay inverted, how long can you get your abs and hips together to keep driving against that shoulder and pulling on the grip in that arm.
Yeah. But both ladies are trying really hard to go after what they want in this position. And I'm really surprised that Annabelle can hold on for this long in that position, because that's not an easy thing to do. And you can tell by her face that,
A little bit of a grimace there. She's a little tired there, basically holding being stacked like that for so long. Rips through, and we're out. Now we're going to have Luisa Barbosa on top here. Starting with the arm of Annabelle. Very nice lock there. Legs together, and immediately gets the tap and is going to win the match. Yeah. Great opening match here at Liquid Swords 4. Annabelle
Luisa Barbosa.
Takes this match.
Hey, congratulations. What's your name and where do you train?
My name is Luisa Ferreira Barbosa, and I train at Native BJJ.
Okay. Tell me about that match. Talk me through what happened.
At first, I tried to pass, and then she recovered, and then I swept her, and it was a really tough match. And then we proceeded to the back take, and it was an odd. So then we did the arm bar, and I submitted her.
And how was your experience overall?
It was really good. I really love this federation.
Is there anybody you would like to thank today? I'm sure there are.
I would love to thank my parents and Coach Felipe for supporting me.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Go.
Moving on to match number 2. We have Azel Duval versus Gabby Wainwright.
And that is Azzy Duval walking out right now as our first competitor in match 2. And then this is our second competitor, Gabby Wainwright from Infinity Martial Arts.
Get a match off here, the second match at Liquid Swords 4. Duval immediately with a pull there. And Gabby really quick pressure passing there. Nice dig on the underhook there, trying to come around. But Duval was able to get her guard back here.
And Gabby's doing a really good job of like grabbing the wrists and trying to pull the arms and the wrists away so that she can't control her and get past that guard. And she can control those arms and either go for a sweep or go for a Kimura.
Yeah, it allows you to control the posture so that you can start working your game. You have a really aggressive top player there. You need to sort of be able to stifle that from the guard in order to be able to start getting anything off that you want to start working. Without doing that, it's really kind of dangerous to open up your legs, to start playing more of an open guard that you can attack from if you don't have control over the top player.
Yeah. As he has a body triangle from the bottom, which some people with long legs, they can get away with
again,
that.
with the smaller competitors there, you see it more frequent. But yeah, she's both very long competitors. She keeps going from that body triangle, then switching to the standard feet.
Yeah, and Gabby's trying that kind of log splitter pass.
Like a really high log splitter pass, but she gets it open. She gets the guard open and immediately moves into the pass. Again, going to hip here to control the hips. But Duval, again, trying to kind of climb over almost to the back.
Yeah, she's trying to make that space so that she can get her head out. She's in that Keskatami position right now. She's trying to scoot her head out and trying to go out behind Gabby.
Really nice counter there from Gabby. Just steps over right into the mount position, pushing on the head here. Looking for an Americana from the mount position.
Which kids in this tournament only have so many submissions they can actually go for. One being the Americana.
Yeah.
There's a lot of choking positions that they aren't allowed to.
There's a risk of a neck crank. And again, with youth competitors and kids, nice armbar fall off here. Good extension on the arm. A little bit turned for the elbow, so it's not super straight, but still a very tight submission attempt here. And she gets the tap. And Gabby Wainwright takes that via.
So what's your name and where do you train?
My name is Gabby Wainwright.
Tell them, I know.
My name is Gabby Wainwright, and I train at Infinity Martial Arts.
Okay. Well, talk us through that match. Tell us how everything went with the match. Can you describe it? Tell us how it went.
I think it went pretty good. She gave up a good fight.
Good. And how was your overall experience with Liquid Swords?
Pretty good. I like Liquid Swords.
Is there anybody you'd like to thank today?
My coaches and my mom for driving out here.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Maybe we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
All right. Back to you.
On here into match 3 of Liquid Swords 4. Oh yeah, Jackson Porter and John Scott Thomas.
And we have Jackson Porter walking in. He is from Tiger King MMA.
We have
And then secondly, we have John Scott Thomas walking in from 410 Academy.
athletes taking the center stage here, and we are off.
Sounds like, or it looks like neither competitor really wants to pull guard. They're going to both try to go for the takedown in this match.
Yeah, you can tell that immediately with just their stance. Good counter there from Jackson Porter, immediately on the back of John here. Throws in the rear naked choke and gets the tap very, very quick. Very nice performance here from Jackson Porter from Tiger King MMA.
That's all you. Hey, what's your name and where do you train?
My name is Jackson Porter. I train at Tiger King Martial Arts.
Cool. Talk us through that match. I know it was relatively short. Go ahead and give us the play-by-play.
So I was already headhunting. I felt like if I just snap him down, I could hit him with a Darce guillotine. He tried to throw me. I grabbed his leg. When I took him down, I knew immediately I was just going to grab his neck and rear naked choke him.
Okay. Hey, so how was your experience overall?
It was good. I really liked this.
Good. Is there anybody out there, and I'm sure there is, that you want to thank?
I want to thank Dusty, Dan, Aiden, and then my coach, Coach Peter at Tiger King Martial Arts. Because I also want to thank Tiger King Martial Arts, just this whole school in general. Because without them, I wouldn't be this good.
Congratulations. Thank you. And back to you.
On to match 4, we have Riley McCuskey versus Oliver Padilla.
Olivia
Padilla.
So we have Riley Mikulski coming out. She is from Infinity Martial Arts. And then second, we have Olivia Padilla coming out from GFT.
You have Junior there in our corner.
Yeah.
One of the big youth program instructors out of GFT. Immediate pull here from Riley. Very quick triangle attempt that Olivia stifles there. Putting heavy pressure and trying to get around the guard. And she does. Riley really seems to want to play that triangle game.
She has those legs. She has those long legs, and she just wrapped a triangle off of Olivia having side control.
Yeah, the regard into the triangle is a great tool. She now has an underhook on the leg. She's rotating over. Looks like a very good triangle attempt. That angle, she cut that angle very, very well. And she gets the tap. Very nice finish here from Riley from Infinity Martial.
Beautiful. Go Skateboarding Day 2025, and we're here grappling, which is basically like skateboarding without a skateboard, but we have one here. All right. Here, go ahead, let. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So what's your name and where do you train?
I'm Riley Mikulski. I come from Infinity Martial Arts.
Okay. Talk us through that match.
It was nice. She had a good recovery out of my guard, but I was able to regain and then get the triangle in. It was really nice.
How's your Liquid Swords experience been overall?
Amazing. I feel like they're a very great community. They bring everybody together really nice.
And speaking of that, who out there would you like to thank?
My whole Infinity family, Supernatural Survivor Guild for giving me the merch and everything, for sponsoring me. Yeah, that's it.
Congratulations, Liquid Swords.
Moving on to our 5th match here at Liquid Swords 4. We have Nate Taylor versus Carlos Ixlaj. First white belt match of the event.
Right now we have Nate Taylor walking out from Rising Tide Academy.
Yeah, really digging the 8-bit rash guard. Space Invaders.
Is that what that is? I was trying to figure out.
I believe it's Space Invaders, yeah.
I was trying to figure out from afar what that was. It almost looked like a crochet pattern, but then I was like, nah. And then we have Carlos
Ixlage walking out from Integrity Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
And we shake and we are off here.
Once again, we have two gentlemen trying to get grips and trying to wrestle a little bit today, it looks like.
Yeah, based on the stance, based on the hand fight, seems like both these guys want to get something as far as a takedown. Which is always, again, I like in the submission-only formats when you do have two guys that are willing and kind of want to wrestle. You know, the takedown, the sub-only format gives you something for everyone.
We might got an eye poke there. Because we have Nate kind of doing a lot of level changes, a lot of false grips, trying to get a reaction from Carlos.
Nice little snap there and turn. Yeah, I think the wrestling sentiment is probably correct here. That repeated snap down from Nate. Really nice outside single here.
Yeah, it looks like he might just be trying to get Carlos so that Carlos kind of isn't sitting as far down so that he can kind of shoot below. He might be playing with the head, trying to get him a little tired.
Yeah. Get him like reacting, get the timing going. Nice single into the body lock from behind. Nate tried to pull him back in bounds a little bit there, too. You saw that? He lifted him back and tried to kind of yank him back. I like when competitors recognize the mat space that they have available to them and will start to work within that. Okay, he's close to the edge. I don't want to have a reset. I want to keep this position. Let me do the work to keep it in bounds. It gives, again, it's nice to see from competitors because it shows that they have an awareness of their space.
Yeah. And they want to keep their position because they got that takedown. They got that position. They don't want to lose that position.
Yeah, you don't have to play with the reset.
But now it looks like Carlos knows sort of what Nate is going to try. So he's a little better prepared this time.
Yeah, he really wants that front side leg, and I think now that he knows that is what Carlos wants, he's keeping that hand a little bit lower and starting to block in front of that shot. But again, Nate is able to get it regardless. Gets Carlos to the mat here. Carlos looks like he wants to attack up. I think Nate is really going to have to cover the hips here if he wants to keep him down.
Yeah, or at least get both feet off the mat so that neither foot can really get involved and be able to pick himself up.
Yeah.
He also has some sweeps here, though they are at the edge of the mat.
Ooh, little takedown to get off the reset. Christian's going to put him back to the center. We're going to reset. We're going to reset him standing again.
Well, if you can't recreate the position from the side.
Yeah,
know.
And neither athlete, again, seems like they're going to disagree with it, which I like in the super fight. You don't have athletes kind of quarreling about position. Yep, we're going to reset. Just reset back to the center here.
No, and if you see Nate's not really, when he does get Carlos down, he's not really covering the hips or trying to be heavy on top of him. It's more like he's just trying to take him down, pick him back up, take him down, and kind of play that game of attrition where it would take you down 5 million times.
Yeah, where you're out, and then maybe later in the match, start to put some additional pressure on you and look for the sub from there. Good sprawl shot. Comes down, covers the hips and the shoulders.
And Carlos tries to get his guard back, tries to get the knee in. He's just not fast enough with that spin through.
We're playing at the edge again. We may see another reset back to the center here. Nate is really trying to keep Carlos down. Carlos is doing a nice job of sort of building up to his hip there. Looked like he was going to try to tech stand up out of it again. Referee's going to look at the position for both the athletes and put him back into the center. Again, this one's a really easy one to recreate, so shouldn't be too difficult.
Yeah, and it's better for the match in and of itself to start back in the middle so they have enough room to move around. They don't wind up kicking anybody.
Exactly.
It seems like both gentlemen, they put everything into every move they have. So
yep,
we need that space.
Mm-hmm. really nice elevation there from Carlos on the bottom. Nate's able to kind of ride it over to the top to stay into side control. Carlos doing some nice hip pumps here, trying to push Nate off the top. Nate looks like he's trying to start to isolate an arm or trying to step over to isolate an arm, but Carlos does a nice job here, reacting off of it, getting his legs back in front. And both gentlemen are back on the feet.
It does look like Nate has slowed down a little bit. Carlos is still moving with some quickness.
Yeah, Nate was really putting a fervorous pace up early in the match, which is why he was so successful in those little singles on Carlos. But it seems, that is not something that most people can continue to do at that speed for super, super long. But again, gets it on a kind of a pick double.
No, but it looks like he has a wrestling background.
I would definitely agree. That's what I'm seeing here as well. Cartwheel pass, the Wrestler Classic, and that is time for the match. We are going to move into overtime.
I love a good cartwheel pass.
It's a great technique to see. It's always a fun one. For this, we're doing a coin toss to essentially choose who gets the back first and what the starting position is. I like that we have Nate looking over at his corner for insight. Again, you should always look at your corner, and I love when I see athletes do that.
There's also a big thing of, do you go defense first so that you get to be on the end of each round, or do you go attack first?
Mm-hmm. And there's thoughts. Basically, it depends on how you want to take the overtime. Do you want to be the one on the offense and sort of force someone to counter?
And I like how Christian reminded him that he should probably put his hands to protect himself from getting choked.
Again, good referee. It is a wipe out match.
Yeah.
Appreciate very quick escape here from Nate. But again, I like that, the referee's given both athletes, hey man, you're in an overtime situation. I'm not sure how often you see these.
Yeah.
This is what I need you to do. Nate looking for that body triangle then. Under the knee. Pushing down. He's got a nice hand fight going. That inside wrist grip is really good. He's really forced Carlos on the defensive here with the positioning of his hands. Going over the neck, looking for a face
straight
crank.
over the face.
It is allowed.
Yeah.
And that's why I always recommend to guys to wear a mouth guard, because it is, allowable. Everything above the neck is the neck. Per Nicky Rod, boom, and he gets out into top position. We're going to move into the armbar section. Carlos looks to sit back down like you're going to go back into the back mount. He's ready for it. I like that. Referee walking him through the start position here.
Carlos gets some full extension on that arm, but Nate is not looking to tap.
Yeah, Nate's doing a nice job of turning. Looks like he's eating it a little bit, trying to get that off. Going for a guillotine grip armbar.
Yeah. He gets his arm out at that point. But makes you wonder how much damage was actually done to that arm in that position.
In some guys, it's none at all. And other guys, they're really eating some pops to get out there. The only guy that knows is Nate, really. You can ask him after. Nate starting here. You have to start hand down and hand looped to the hip in liquid swords here.
And Carlos does a really good job of turning in, trying to get his knee out of the grip.
Yeah. And you see Nate stay a little bit too long there with the post. Didn't actually come back both hands into the arm to go for the sub, allowing Carlos to kind of move his elbow down and start to get up to get the stack to get out here. Now we're going to move on to the takedown section here. This section that Nate is most likely going to have a big advantage here, just given the wrestling that we saw in the early sections of the match.
Now, depending on how you perceive this, the other thing that can be done is if Carlos is really good at reversing a takedown once it's begun, if Nate goes for something and he can either sweep him over his head or he can end up being the one on top, then he does win the match.
Yeah, it's where the takedown ends. It's not who initiates the takedown or, if there's still a scramble, it is who ends up on top in that sequence from the feet, which I always really appreciate, and that's the takedown rules that I like. If we're scoring takedowns, it just makes so much more sense because it's, at the end of the sequence, who ends up on top earns that takedown. So
also, it's easier as a referee to figure that out, and as a judge, than who initiated because these situations aren't the easiest to figure out exactly who began, you know, unless it's a straight, you know, I'm going to go in for your leg kind of situation. And a lot of times there is, you know, 3 or 4 different attempts going at the same exact time.
It also allows your counter player to be able to win and score those sequences because they are ending up on top. They're ending up in a better position. Really nice shot here from Nate. Carlos does a nice job of turning, pulling the foot through again.
Yeah, both gentlemen are really going at it this match.
Yeah, the activity is nice here.
And Carlos is doing a really good job also protecting his legs from that shot. And he's
shot there from Carlos right on the edge.
Taking shots himself.
Very nice off the reset. I think Nate is going to be able to get this down here. Well, Carlos runs it out. I think Carlos thought there was going to be a reset there, and referee still counted. And Nate Taylor takes that via takedowns in overtime. Very exciting match from these two guys.
First off, congratulations. What's your name? Where do you train?
Nate Taylor. I train at Rising Tide Academy.
Okay. Talk us through that match. I know it went all the way to overtime.
Yeah, I wasn't really ready for it to go to overtime, to be honest. I thought I was going to get a submission, but, you know, it's all right. We got the cardio for it anyway, so we were ready.
Great. How was your overall Liquid Swords experience?
It's been a pretty good experience being here. Lively crowd, you know. Every time something happens, they're all cheering and stuff, so it's pretty fun being out here.
Is there anybody you want to thank today?
Definitely Coach Mike for being in my corner. Number one coach. I definitely wouldn't be able to do what I did without his call-outs, so, yeah.
Excellent. All right, excellent. Congratulations. Back to you.
Moving on to our 6th match of the evening, we have Thomas Barber and Derek Pitalow.
And our first gentleman walking out is Thomas Barber from Shark Pit BJJ. And then our second gentleman is Derek Pitalow from Monroe Hall BJJ.
Yep, walking out in the Perry Hall Wrestling outfit, which I like. Perry Hall is where I lived for many years, so very, very local. Monroe's local to me.
And Derek is wearing the socks for the match.
Yep, wrestling socks. They have a nice grip. Again, if you don't wear the shoes, it is it's a good option.
Yeah.
You know, it gives you a lot of the heel slipping that you can get out of the leg locks, but it does give you a lot of the drive, you know, to be able to shoot takedowns. And given you walked out in a wrestling shirt, it wouldn't surprise me if wrestling is your MO here.
Yeah. And sometimes if that's something that you're more used to, and he's trying to give his leg to Thomas. He wants Thomas to take him down.
Yeah,
almost.
very much that is what he wants. I'm guessing, like we talked about in the earlier match, the counter wrestling game. Good drive through here from Derek. Thomas immediately locks up the neck there, but Derek does a nice job of passing through.
He does. He still has a grip on that head, but with Derek all the way to the side, it's much harder to get the guillotine from here.
Yeah, Thomas is getting inside, though. He does have that one leg inside.
Keep scooting your right side up and rolling toward your left side, Tom.
And he pulls his head out now.
He doesn't seem like the kind of gentleman that's going to give up very easily either. So he is trying to almost...
Like a basket pass there.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But he's doing a real good job staying heavy, keeping the control on top.
Nice pass there.
And trying to isolate that arm. And I bet you he's going for a...
Topside Americana.
Yeah.
The heavyweight wrestler classic. Which, again, it's a classic because it works.
I mean,
it's a great
I love
technique.
it too, so I can't really complain. And I'm not a heavyweight male. But he might just also be trying to take that arm so that he can take the back from there. That's the other...
Gift wrap is a really, really good option there because you get the person to flare the arm and they pull the elbow back in, allowing you to pull it into a gift wrap, which allows you to chair sit or take the back however you want.
Though it looks like he might just be trying to... I don't know. He's just trying to choke him from here, or if this is just... He's trying to hold him down, and Thomas is doing a really good job with that, keeping that space there so that he can...
It almost looked like a reverse Kesikatame crank.
Yeah.
Which this is blue belt. I'm not sure in blue belt on Liquid Swords if you are allowed to kind of sit through neck crank like that for a sub.
I don't think there are many neck cranks that are allowed in this tournament, but
it's an old catch thing, as you see
but
occasionally.
if you're not subbing them from it, it doesn't mean you can't hold it for a bit.
Yeah, you can make them uncomfortable and move them around using some of those techniques. Derek steps through again, kind of into the half guard. I'm guessing that he really is going to look from the back here. That's really the only reason I can think that you would willingly step back into the half guard if you're going to use it as that first hook.
Unless he's trying to get to mount and he's just
willing to pass through the quarter guard because he thinks he can. Good potential deep half entry here from Thomas.
I also see a lot of people that come from an MMA base that they're kind of okay in a half guard. They feel like they can work and they can move around from that position because in MMA it's a very advantageous position.
Because you can control their hips and strike from there. So it is something that you see more common with MMA fighters. Really nice come up here from Thomas. Gets the overhook on the arm. Immediately turns it over into mount on Derek. Derek gives up the back and Thomas immediately throws in the rear naked choke.
Yeah.
No hooks in.
If you can get around that head and get those hips down.
And he gets it. No arms. Really nice sub here from Thomas Barber. Take it by a rear naked choke.
Hey, what's your name and where do you train?
Thomas Barber, and I train at Shark Pit Jiu-Jitsu.
All right. So talk us through that match. How'd it go for you?
Well, he was real strong and real tough. He kept trying to give me his leg. I knew he was going with that. He got on top, and I was able to survive. I snuck out behind and rear naked choke.
Excellent. How was your Liquid Swords experience overall?
It was good. I liked it.
Fantastic. Yeah. Anybody out there you want to thank?
Just everybody at Shark Pit Jiu-Jitsu. Not anybody.
Fantastic.
All right, thank you.
We'll see you next time.
And now in the 7th match, we have Nathan Menk versus Kyle Lambrecht. And we have Nathan Menk coming out from Rising Tide High Tech. And then we have Kyle Lambrecht coming out from Infinity Jiu-Jitsu. And this is Infinity Jiu-Jitsu, not the other Infinity.
Not Infinity Martial Arts.
Yeah,
there's a lot of very similar names here in the Baltimore, D.C., Nova area.
Yeah.
Kyle in the, actually both gentlemen in the black and
I know. We have Nathan with the curlier hair.
Yeah, and he has the big white symbol on the back here.
Yeah.
Both gentlemen a little pensive here for the hand fight. And again, another white belt match here at Liquid Swords. A little bit more of a limited submission set available to these folks.
And we also have Kyle looking like he wanted to be in on that guillotine.
Immediately. Good foot trip and then countered by Nathan on top here, and then Kyle gets on top through a roll through.
And who knows, Nathan might have wanted to be on the bottom. He looks like he's completely fine there. He's not trying to get out. He's trying to attack from that position. This might
goes
be
the body triangle immediately as well. It could have been part of his strategy. Try to cut you off there.
No, that's okay. We have Kyle trying to get some height so that he can coast down and try to get out of this guard.
Yeah, the posture's the first thing you need from the guard here. A little bit of a hand fight here from Kyle on the top, trying to kind of push Nathan's elbows down so that he can get his hips up. He does have a deep underhook on that shoulder, which does make it a little harder to get your posture up. When the guard is closed like this, it is really difficult to pass from that position. Not impossible, but just becomes more difficult.
It is, and it looks like Nathan's probably trying to also isolate the forearm and maybe jump a triangle or do something.
Yeah, just based on how he's holding the head, where the knees are positioned and the shoulders, looks like he wants a triangle. And then that sliding up of the bicep, yep, there is a triangle there. Immediately comes through, pulls the foot to lock it in.
He cuts the corner. He's not underhooking the leg, but he does have...
He's pulling on his own knee there, and he gets the tap.
Check. Looks like a hot one out there today, folks. We've had a lot of matches that didn't quite go the distance, which means we get out a little bit earlier for the first day of summer. Everybody's ready to crush it. Everybody's walking through. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
What's your name and where do you train?
My name is Nathan Mank. I train at Rising Tide High Tech.
And talk us through that match. Tell us how it went.
So it went a lot according to the game plan. Anton built me. I went in. I tried to stay calm. I went for a sweep when I had the double underhooks. I wanted to mount, but he flipped me from the mount. I went into close guard. And then from close guard, I did my best to submit. I got that leg around, and it was just very favorable for me. I'm blessed.
It was great. So how was your overall
I love the
liquid
technique,
swords?
by the way.
Thank you. It's Go Skateboarding Day, as you may know. How's your liquid swords experience overall?
It's been great so far. It's a great community. I mean, my family came out to support. It's been great. Can't complain about anything.
And who would you like to thank?
Definitely Anton and my family.
All right, have a great one.
Have a good one. God bless.
Enjoy. And that's it.
Moving on to our 8th match of the evening, we have Emma Fussner versus Jen Lewis. A blue belt versus white belt match.
Yeah, we have Emma Fussner coming out from Enlisted 9 Fight Comp. Or Camp.
Yep. Fight Company. As the blue belt. Again, I like when you have people that'll take matches in her belt. It is always very nice to see that you give someone, an opportunity at the higher belt and you're willing to take a match. It's very nice to see.
And we have Jen Lewis walking out from Rising Tide Academy.
Yep. Emma in the black and red and Jen in the green and black. Really aggressive forward pressure here from Emma.
Welcome to women's jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, Miranda, you are no stranger to that.
The ladies' matches get a little more aggressive sometimes.
Yeah, it is pretty standard.
Yeah.
A really nice guillotine attempt here from Jen Lewis early. Does have underneath the arm. Potentially going to use it for a takedown or a turnover. Very difficult to finish the guillotine in this position. But Emma does a nice job of kind of peeking out, breaking the grip, and coming back into the hand fight here.
Yeah, not kind of getting scared in that position and overreacting or falling to your butt or doing anything bad.
Which is what you want to see. If you overreact in that position, you lead yourself right into a guillotine. If you're kind of calm, it's a very, very manageable position from standing.
And it seems like Emma wants to almost, do the bully thing of, I'm going to push into you really hard and I'm going to try to make you panic, and then I'm going to take advantage of what happens in that situation.
It's a very successful strategy, really across all the belts. You see it from the white belts even to the black belts. That can be a really, really great strategy. Emma's really heavy on the head here. She's doing a nice job of digging for the underhooks inside. She's getting inside control on the neck pretty consistently here.
And I'm wondering if she's going to go for like a judo throw, just because she's standing very square as she comes in.
I feel like she wants to shoot in with a real straight, just based on how she's kind of uniformly fighting both hands inside.
Yeah.
It seems like she wants a blast double off of this. Would be my guess based on how she is prioritizing getting both hands inside. She's going to be under both elbows when she makes that shot. That would be my guess with where she is positioning her hand fight. Yeah. Especially with a super, super forward heavy pressure game like that. Those blast doubles are more common.
Or like a snatch single. Or she is going head to head, which sometimes works better. Sometimes it's
really nice pull there, right into almost a mount. Jen does a nice job of keeping that knee in the center there. Throws her into butterfly guard. Still has that body lock, which is very, very difficult when you have it as the taller person for the shorter person to get around and get through.
And I wonder if that was Emma's plan, was keep on pushing her that way so that she thinks that you're going to shoot, and then wind up balloon sweeping over the
Really nice double ankle sweep there. Emma immediately comes into a De La Riva, a reverse De La Riva, and Jen does a nice job of tacking down the legs, pushing down. Nice heavy pressure into the De La Riva to not really let herself get pushed out of the range. Very nice flow by pass. Nice guillotine attempt here from Jen, really driving those hips in. This is very, very tight.
And Emma is kind of posting on the hips, trying to keep her hips away, though that's a very tight position.
It's a tough defense, especially as the shorter person.
I don't know. I think that was Didn't it look like a tap
Yeah,
a couple
really good
times
tap
in that
there.
point?
Really, really nice guillotine here from Jen Lewis.
Congratulations. What's your name? Where do you train?
Jennifer Lewis out of Rising Tide Academy.
Talk us through that match.
It was really wrestle heavy. I didn't expect that. I expected her to come out and pull guard, but I'm really glad she wrestled with me because that's my go-to. But then once we got tied up, it was mine, so.
That's awesome. How was your Liquid Swords experience all over?
It's good. It's good. A lot better than the last one.
Anybody you want to thank today?
Thank all my coaches, my friends for coming out, and my family, and my sponsors, Silverback Stripe and Jack Jams.
There we go. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Back to you. Back to Web.
On to the 9th match of the evening, we have Ryan Romiser versus Matt Gruber.
And we have Ryan Romiser walking out from Rising Tide High Tech. And then we have Matt Gruber walking out from Team Balance Baltimore.
Yep, main event. Mike Turpin walking out behind him. Matt trains pretty extensively with Mike. I think most of the training that he does is actually with Mike. Another 5-minute white belt match here.
Looks like Ryan's tied up, grabbing the head, trying to get maybe a snap or some kind of movement on Matt.
Ryan's the taller fighter here, so again, leaning someone down like that, kind of leaning on their head is a good way to force a shot that you can sprawl off of, especially if you're playing really far away with the legs like that. Matt's really going to have to overcommit in order to get the legs and get in on someone with the height.
It looks like the way that he's kind of dropping himself a little bit that he might go for, a low single or some kind of outside single.
Yeah, I would agree with that assessment.
He might pop that outside elbow. Yeah, and go in. Just a double.
Double turns the corner, gets on top here. He's going to try to settle.
Control the legs, back step.
Yep, Matt is able to get a half guard here. Starts to pressure down. Ryan looks like as soon as Matt extends, he wants to get around those legs here into side control. Right into mount and then a back take. Very, very nice transition there. And you saw Ryan look at his corner and give him the nod like I was very happy with that.
Though then he falls off, but he does grab his guard back.
Yeah. Really nice closed guard here. Referee Josh is going to move him into the center. Josh actually does the podcast with Miranda and I for the Grappling Rewind.
He does.
Yep, one of the founding guys on that show. Josh going to reset him in the guard, back in the center. Ryan immediately pulling down on the head of Matt. Matt's trying to get his posture back up. And that's what his corner is calling for as well, keep breaking Matt's posture.
And Matt's trying to control the arms, though he does get swept over.
Very nice hip bump there. And that's not a technique you see implemented with success very often, so it's awesome to see, it still be in guys' toolboxes and wheelhouse.
So hip bumps really depend on, how your personal top view is positioned.
Yeah.
If they're really straight backed, it's a lot easier to get than if somebody's more...
like bladed off to the side or knees down and splayed.
And then we have Ryan trying to isolate, it looks like an arm, maybe the arm and the head.
Yeah, I think based on just how he's doing, it looks like he wants to go gift wrap here. Looks like he's aiming for the back. Again, he got the back earlier in the match and immediately kind of threw for the rear naked choke. Something about it, I feel that is what he is looking for here. Boom, has both hooks in now, does have the gift wrap. Going to be really, really hard for Matt to be able to kind of finish rotating out of this position with that gift wrap established in. Ryan's doing a nice job of pushing on that bicep. Potentially Ryan looking for a head and arm here, but Matt bellies down out of the head and arm, but does expose his back again.
Ryan adding continuous pressure on that body, not letting him move his hips, not letting him get up. From that belly down position, it's very hard to get yourself back up if somebody on top of you is, attacking your head, which seems to be what's happening.
Yeah, rear naked choke there. Again, second no hook and rear naked choke of the event so far.
Still about 93 degrees out there and very humid.
Hey,
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What's your name? Where do you train?
Ryan Ramoser, Rising Tide, High Tech.
Okay. Talk us through that match. It's been a long time since I've seen a Cobra clutch used like that.
Yeah, I went out there, wanted to see what he was going to give me, and put my game plan to work, be violent at the beginning, off the jump, be quick, be strong. He kept turning over to his stomach, giving me his back, and just laid out. So I just went to work, made him give me his neck, and then just took it. Now it's time to go home, have some fun.
Well, tell us how your Liquid Swords experience was overall.
It's been great so far. Great crowd, great people, really professional. 10 out of 10, do recommend.
Excellent. Anybody you want to thank?
I want to thank God for bringing me here, giving me the strength, keeping everybody safe. Friends and family, everybody that's here. My girlfriend, buddy from back home, drove 6 hours to see me today, so good to see them. So.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Thanks, brother.
Congratulations.
Thank you much.
Moving on to match 10, we have Gage Patry versus Abdullah Dawood.
We have Gage Patry walking out from Rising Tide High Tech.
Gets a bump there from Ryan from the previous match.
And then second, we have Abdullah Dawood walking out from Second Gear BJJ.
I think him and his brother both compete, if I'm not mistaken. This is a blue belt match, so it's going to be 6 minutes. Referee Josh calling the start to the match. Immediate pull by Abdullah.
Abdullah tries to get the guard established, though he is going for that forearm, like he's going to go over for the Choi bar or those attacks on the far side.
Yeah, he's playing along that longer range where you're trying to push guys away. Eventually, a lot of times we'll get guys to reach into your guard, and if you have the length, you can come over top of that shoulder for things like a Choi bar or Kimuras or far side arm attacks.
Yeah. Sometimes it's really easy to use that arm saddle to kind of move around and even take the back if they're good at protecting that arm.
Nice entry from the legs there from Gage Patry. So he sits down, Abdullah steps on it, which is again exactly the defense you want to see, especially a blue belt. You're not going to have a lot of your twisting leg locks available, your knee bars, things like that. And so just the standard defense of just stand on the foot that they are attacking, a lot of times if you keep good pressure on it, is going to be enough at blue belt to be solid defense.
And get your knee to their chest, and then sometimes you can pass the legs and get all the way. To side control, he's almost gotten there from the pass from that leg lock.
Yeah. Does a good job of hunting for the back. Very, very nice kind of turn. Cuts the angle, works towards Gage's back here. Abdullah is now in top side control off of that sequence. He does have his hips up pretty high. Potentially is going to look to step over the head.
Yeah, or just to mount in the back.
Step to mount. Gage turns. Abdullah only has the one hook in, but again, this is submission only for Liquid Swords, so if you don't want that second hook in, you want to use it to push off of, there's no requirement to have that second hook in for scoring.
Yeah, and you can get that power ride. Is that what they call it?
Yeah, high ball ride, power ride.
Where you just kind of lace one of the hips, so rather than getting both your hooks in, you just kind of have one. But he advances to the back triangle.
He's in a really nice position to work here with a lot of time left on the clock. He does a nice job of trying to get the head down, but Abdullah corrects it and gets his head underneath. Now he's working for the rear naked choke. He's got really nice positioning for this, and he's got long arms. He's under the neck. Gage is doing a nice job of kind of pushing on the hands, but Abdullah is pretty far on that. He is actually under the chin a little bit from the elbow side.
He is. Gabe's trying to take that, make sure the other arm can't come in, the other arm can't go up, but Abdullah does have a good grip on the head.
Yeah, that one-arm rear naked choke is tight. You can see kind of Gage grimacing a little bit. Even though he's a 2-on-1 for the enforcement hand, Abdullah does a nice job breaking it away. Now goes fully locked into the rear naked choke. Even though Gage got his hands out, man, this is incredibly tight. Abdullah switching off to the power grip, then back into the standard grip behind the head, the Japanese finish for the rear naked choke, and he gets the tap. Very, very nice transition submission from Abdullah to take this match.
First off, congratulations.
Thanks, sir.
What's your name? What do you train?
Abdullah Dawood. I train second year jiu-jitsu and all over, wherever I can.
Take us through that match.
I was planning on leg locking. He tried to go for it, and I just took what he gave me. So, yeah, I was doing what I could.
Excellent. How was your experience with Liquid Swords overall?
It was great. It was a fun competition. Had a great time. Everybody's really nice, so thank you so much.
Awesome. Anybody you want to thank today specifically?
Everybody. First off, alhamdulillah, thanks to Allah. And second of all, thanks to my father, my brother, my coaches, Coach Wong Dang. Helps me a lot. So everybody out there, thank you so much.
Fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
I got a medal for you, too.
We are on to our 11th match of the evening. Ryan Elmore versus Steven Workenauer. Liquid Swords 4.
And we have Ryan Elmore coming out from Kogan Dojo. And then we have Steven Workenauer coming out from Monroe Hall BJJ.
Yep, and this will be the last white belt match of the evening.
Steven dancing on the way out.
Yeah, amped up for it, which I like to see. You know, you're coming out for a super fight. Have a good time with it. Both gentlemen shake. Referee Josh Peters taking the mat.
Looks like Ryan has some size on Steven.
A little bit. Steven immediately pulls there. Ryan tries to crush it down. Get over the hips. Yeah, I don't have the weights in front of me for what the guys weighed in at, but yeah, it does look like, or the body composition here is very different for Ryan is very, very heavy in the chest there, and Steven might be a bit taller, so they might be the same weight, but just, how you hold it is a big deciding factor for how you need to play around your game.
Yeah, some people are willing to also take matches that are larger than that.
Yeah.
Ryan did a really good job of getting around the guard, going to north-south.
Looking to isolate a Kimura here, I think, really quick. You see him fencing. He's under the elbow already. He's kind of already sort of isolating the head or trying to isolate the head. Steven's doing a nice job trying to get his knees back in front of him. Ryan makes the step over the head, hunting for this Kimura, and he gets it.
Yeah.
Ryan Elmore takes this via Kimura.
Hello, sir.
Congratulations. What's your name? Where do you train?
Ryan Elmore, the infamous Kogan Dojo.
Take us through that match. How'd that go for you? Let's get a play-by-play.
It went really good. Quick snap. He pulled guard, worked the pressure passing game, head into him, got past the legs, attacked the head, Kimura.
So all pretty straightforward. How was your Liquid Swords experience overall?
Off the chain. Loving the tunes. Shouts out Big L, RIP, digging in the whole Crates crew, and all the Kogan Dojo fam.
Is there anybody else you want to thank?
Rob, Steve, Donnie, everybody, Emmy, my girl, Maurice, everybody, Mackenzie, let's go.
Fantastic. I got a medal for you, too.
Thank you.
But I saw the direction you're going. I liked it. There's a nice cool.
We're on to match 12 of the evening. Gurpreet Singh versus Kevin Ramirez.
And we have Gurpreet walking out right now from Bel Air BJJ.
Yep. Another blue out match on the card. This one is going to be 6 minutes.
And then we have Kevin Ramirez coming out from Studio 360.
Referee Josh Peters. Shaking everyone's hand. And we are off here. In 6 minutes, blue belt rules, immediate pull from Gurpreet on the bottom here.
Gurpreet's immediately looking to get his guard.
Immediately looking into the legs there. Looks like he's going to go straight ankle on this. Kevin's trying to kind of take the back and pull the foot through. Potentially would triangle his legs there. Looking for a front side Ezekiel. Is Kevin Ramirez on top here. Gurpreet most likely wants to go into the single leg X here and avert. He does have a nice bite on this ankle lock here. Kevin is trying to pass off of it, but Gurpreet grabs the other ankle. He's now in a good belly down position, and he gets the ankle lock very quickly in our 12th match here, looking towards 4.
There you go. Thank you. I know this is not your first rodeo, but what's your name? Where do you train?
Gurpreet Singh. I train at Bel Air BJJ.
All right. Talk us through that match. How'd it go?
It wasn't my first game plan. They kind of changed the rules. Well, they didn't change the rules, but it's not what I was going for. But I wanted to get a quick finish, and hopefully it was quick enough.
Seems like you got it. How was your Liquid Swords experience overall this time?
Great. I'll be back.
Fantastic.
I'll be back. Hopefully, yeah.
Anybody you want to thank?
Them, everyone.
So just to explain to the viewer, there's a number of people over here he's thanking.
Okay. Alex, Bosco, Dave, John, Billy, BJJ. They're all here, you know. Representing, baby. 20%. Appreciate
Right on.
it.
Back to you.
You get a shot at you guys. Thank you.
In our 12th match, we have Gage Patry again taking on Patrick Todd.
13th match.
13th match, my bad.
And we have Gage Patry making the walk again from Rising Tide High Tech.
I do love it sometimes when you see guys have multiple matches on a card. We have Patrick Todd running out here.
From the MMA Institute.
Yep. Yeah, I do love when you see guys come out for multiple matches. You know, make sure that everyone that was, trying to get a matchup on the card is able to get a card. Sometimes, it is always nice to see guys go and either, go out there and showcase different parts of their game versus different opponents. We are off here.
It'd be interesting to see if Gage Patry plays a different game with this competitor, or if he returns to exactly, what he did in the last match.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Sometimes it depends on, the way the next person you're going against is, behaving, what they are looking for.
How they want to implement their game.
Yeah, look at Patrick might have tried to go into attack from the pole there. Gage was like, no, I'm just going to land on top of you now.
Mm-hmm. Patrick's looking to get some control on the feet. Gage immediately passes. Patrick inverts to try to get those legs back in front of the guard. He is able to do that. I'm curious if we're going to get a reset here, because we are very close to the edge. Gage backs up a little bit. I think probably to give himself some more space.
And it looked like Patrick didn't really care. He was like, whatever, I'll come to you.
Potentially looking for the start of a guillotine here. Guillotine pass. Gage elects to come back through.
Yeah, with that full cradle where you make them knee themselves in the face.
Yeah, it's a really fatiguing position to be in.
It is, and sometimes you can go after the legs from there. Mm-hmm. You can just use it for that pass.
It's just unorthodox enough where it's sometimes really difficult to deal with, because you just don't know exactly what a guy wants to do from there a lot of times.
Yeah, and if you try to push too much into it, then you wind up opening yourself up too much.
Yeah. Knee shove half guard here from Patrick Todd on the bottom. Gage putting heavy pressure again, trying to open up that leg to get through. Looking for potentially a gift wrap again. He's reaching that hand behind the neck. I can't exactly see where the other hand is here, but he has a nice kind of hook on the top side shoulder at least.
Yeah, it looks like Gabe, as his coach is saying, is trying to flatten him out, though Patrick keeps on rolling up.
He's doing a good job there. Every time that Gage gets past, Patrick immediately gets those knees back in, and he doesn't really accept the position. He kind of, just as the pass is finishing, before it's finished, he's able to get his guard up, which is something that you really try to instill on a lot of your competitors. Like, hey, it's not over till it's over. In those last moments when they're trying to settle the pass, you still have a lot of action ability to stop that. Nice slide through pass here again. Gage almost gets past, Now he's able to get past the knee there and lever into north-south. Doing a nice job of pushing the hip away to stop the inversion, stop it come through. Potentially
north-south
actually
choke.
looking for a north-south choke here. Head position was a little too far to the side there.
It looks like Patrick is going to try for that.
Try for a buggy choke.
Buggy choke.
Really tough from this position here, especially without that other leg locked in.
I mean, you might open up your neck really well to that position too, because most people put a lot of pressure on your neck and head from that position.
And it looks maybe like that's what happened. And he gets the tap with the north-south choke. Gage Patry takes it.
Let me get this out of the way first here.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you.
I know this is not your first rodeo, but what's your name? Where do you train?
Gurpreet Singh. I train at Bel Air BJJ.
All right. Talk us through that match. How'd it go?
It wasn't my first game plan. They kind of changed the rules. Well, they didn't change the rules, but it's not what I was going for. But I wanted to get a quick finish, and hopefully it was quick enough.
Seems like you got it. How was your Liquid Swords experience overall this time?
Great. I'll be back.
Fantastic.
I'll be back. Hopefully, yeah.
Anybody you want to thank?
Them, everyone.
So just to explain to the viewer, there's a number of people over here he's thanking.
Okay. Alex, Bosco, Dave, John, Bel Air BJJ.
There you go.
They're all here, you know. Representing, baby.
Great.
Yes, sir. Appreciate
Right
it.
on. Back to you.
In our 12th match, we have Gage Patry again taking on Patrick Todd.
13th match.
13th match, my bad.
And we have Gage Patry making the walk again from Rising Tide High Tech.
I do love it sometimes when you see guys have multiple matches on a card. We have Patrick Todd running out here.
From the MMA Institute.
Yep. Yeah, I do love when you see guys come out for multiple matches. You know, make sure that everyone that was, trying to get a matchup on the card is able to get a card. Sometimes, it is always nice to see guys go and either, go out there and showcase different parts of their game versus different opponents. We are off here.
It'd be interesting to see if Gage Patry plays a different game with this competitor, or if he returns to exactly, what he did in the last match.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Sometimes it depends on, the way the next person you're going against is, behaving, what they are looking for.
How they want to implement their game.
Yeah, look at Patrick might have tried to go into attack from the pole there. Gage was like, no, I'm just going to land on top of you now.
Mm-hmm. Patrick's looking to get some control on the feet. Gage immediately passes. Patrick inverts to try to get those legs back in front of the guard. He is able to do that. I'm curious if we're going to get a reset here, because we are very close to the edge. Gage backs up a little bit. I think probably to give himself some more space.
And it looked like Patrick didn't really care. He was like, whatever, I'll come to you.
Potentially looking for the start of a guillotine here. Guillotine pass. Gage elects to come back through.
Yeah, with that full cradle where you make them knee themselves in the face.
Yeah, it's a really fatiguing position to be in.
It is, and sometimes you can go after the legs from there. Mm-hmm. You can just use it for that pass.
It's just unorthodox enough where it's sometimes really difficult to deal with, because you just don't know exactly what a guy wants to do from there a lot of times.
Yeah, and if you try to push too much into it, then you wind up opening yourself up too much.
Yeah. Knee shove half guard here from Patrick Todd on the bottom. Gage putting heavy pressure again, trying to open up that leg to get through. Looking for potentially a gift wrap again. He's reaching that hand behind the neck. I can't exactly see where the other hand is here. But he has a nice kind of hook on the top side shoulder at least.
Yeah, it looks like Gabe, as his coach is saying, is trying to flatten him out, though Patrick keeps on rolling up.
He's doing a good job there. Every time that Gage gets past, Patrick immediately gets those knees back in, and he doesn't really accept the position. He kind of, just as the pass is finishing, before it's finished, he's able to get his guard up, which is something that you really try to instill on a lot of your competitors. Like, hey, it's not over till it's over. In those last moments when they're trying to settle the pass, you still have a lot of actionability to stop that. Nice slide through pass here. Again, Gage almost gets past. Now he's able to get past the knee there and lever into north-south. Doing a nice job of pushing the hip away to stop the inversion, stop it come through. Potentially
north-south
actually
choke.
looking for a north-south choke here. Head position was a little too far to the side there.
It looks like Patrick is going to try for that.
Try for a buggy choke.
Buggy choke.
Really tough from this position here, especially without that other leg locked in.
You might open up your neck really well to that position too, because most people put a lot of pressure on your neck and head from that position.
And it looks maybe like that's what happened. And he gets the tap with the north-south choke. Gage Patry takes it.
All right, you're on this end of it this time.
That's right.
All right, congratulations. What's your name? What do you train?
Gage Patry, Rising Tide High Tech.
Excellent. Talk us through that match. How'd it go?
Good. I just came off the loss before this, so I have a goldfish brain, come back strong. I could tell he didn't want to connect with me. I'm a really good wrestler. He pulled guard, passed. I heard him gurgle the first time when I had the north-south. After I let go, I went back to it knowing I could finish him with it.
That's excellent. So, how's your Liquid Swords experience overall?
It's been great. I think it's a great local promotion. They do a really high-quality event. Things are on time, organized. I love it.
Awesome. Is there anybody else you want to thank?
I want to thank my mom. It's her birthday today. So
happy birthday to your mom.
Thank you very much. And my coaches, my team, they're all great.
Fantastic. Congratulations.
On to our 14th match of the evening. We have Yasmin Hilton Bay versus Jules Lewin. Another blue belt match, 6-minute match. We have Yasmin walking out first out of the Kaizen Jiu-Jitsu Academy.
And then next we have Jules Lewin coming out from Zero BJJ.
The SAS team rash guard. And kicking it off. Like an attempt at a Harigoshi there, and then a back trip immediately for Jules
and she
to
does,
get up on top.
She does that same, she goes into the leg. I thought she was going to do just like in that male match we just watched where the cradle.
Jules fall into the back, potentially looking for a triangle based on just how she threw her legs over here.
She is doing a really good job off balancing Yasmin, but Yasmin is up on those toes and trying to get out of anything that's been thrown at her.
Really nice counter there, looking for potentially the entry to a knee bar. Jules counters, gets on the head, comes back on top, starts to pressure. Jules has both knees. I think those are knee brace, knee pad combinations.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes you wonder if that's, you immediately want to go into the legs. If someone has their legs wrapped up, maybe an easier pathway to victory there.
No, you never know.
You never know. Jules jumps the back there on Yasmin.
She does, and she uses her leg to kind of control the arm. Yasmin does a good job of turning in and kind of pinning one of Jules's legs so that she can't get that out.
Jules is pushing that arm through, looking for that triangle. She does have it locked. It is a cross. She's looking for the arm bar and the triangle in combination. I can't see if the arm is across the body or not. Yasmin is doing a nice job of kind of turning, trying to kind of move the posture, but because she's broken down here, this is a really tough position to defend out of.
We can't see the hand position right now, but
looks like a Kimura there.
Yeah.
Potentially might have been a straight arm bar off the triangle. And Jules Lewin takes that via, I think, an arm bar.
Triangle arm bar.
Congratulations. What's your name? Where do you train?
My name is Jules, and I train at Zero BJJ in York, PA.
That is fantastic. Talk us through this victory.
I like arm bars a lot, so I knew if I could get to an arm bar position, I could have it. And triangles just happened to fall there, and then I finished with the arm bar.
That's really good. How's your overall Liquid Swords experience?
Good. It was awesome. I'll definitely be back for another chamber.
That is fantastic. Any people here that you want to thank or elsewhere? They're probably watching.
I want to thank my team, Zero, my coaches, and my support system for always being there for me.
That's great. Congratulations. Oh, I got a medal for you too.
Next match of the evening, we have Matt Thuman versus Colin Officer. Matt walking out first out of Monroe Hall, BJJ.
And second, we have Colin Officer from Rising Tide Academy.
And we are off. We get another 6-minute blue belt match here at Liquid Swords 4.
Both gentlemen going for that inside position in the hand fight.
Looked like a slip on the shot there from Matt. Colin looked to get over the head there.
Is that or like a slide by, and he just didn't kind of lost his grips as he went to go slide by.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause it looks like he wants to kind of pop the elbow on the left side. Like he wants to pop that arm, elbow up, and kind of go under it. Or at least that's
what I'm seeing as well. He looks like he wants to do a very, very aggressive motion and get Colin off base and then shoot in for something.
Yeah.
But he wants to do it off of a counter or off of a break.
Yeah.
Nice 2-on-1 here.
And Colin is doing a good job of just kind of being patient and kind of not being suckered into any of those movements.
Looks like Matt has a wrestling game he wants to work. And Colin with the counter shot there immediately gets Matt down, gets the side control. Again, we are in submission only, so there are no points, even if it's a clean takedown like this past the hips. Matt, nice job getting the knees back involved. Throwing that leg all the way over, potentially looking for a triangle of his own, like we saw in the last match. But Colin doing a very nice job of getting over the hips, putting heavy pressure in, trying to stack over.
And control those legs and control those hips so that he can't come up and try to hit that triangle, that arm bar.
Yeah, the angle cut is really hard when your hips are stacked that high in order to make the close on the triangle. Matt holding onto this arm maybe a little bit long. Colin's able to stabilize back on top.
Yeah, it looked like he was going for maybe a Kimura trap or something to that.
Yeah, I couldn't quite tell exactly where he was going with that. Looking for
almost like a buggy.
Yeah, there's a slicer there, but I don't think that's allowed in blue belt Liquid Swords. Potentially going to see a north-south arm in here from Colin on top, just based on where that arm is. Matt does have to be careful keeping that arm as high up as he is because Colin can step over and trap that elbow.
Yeah, and get that arm.
Yeah, and get that arm bar. Matt's continuing to try to kind of grab that head, potentially work for an inverted triangle, something from the bottom, but he is very far off to the side, and he's still sort of leaving that arm up more than it usually would suggest.
He's quite the bendy gentleman because right there we saw him go all the way down to knees down with his shoulders the opposite direction.
Again, you want to see guys use their attributes. That's one of the things I like about Superfights. These guys have one match to really show off their skill set, so you can get some very unique matches. But Colin doing a nice job staying away from the hips, and it mitigates a lot of the flexibility that Matt has in this match, and you're preventing the regard. Has a nice 2-on-1 grip, I think a Kimura grip there on the cross-side arm. Potentially he's going to step over. Looks for a Choi bar off of it.
He's almost in that belly down position for it. He rolls through.
Yep, and he gets his arm out, actually. So Matt previously had his arm stuck out. Colin staying heavy on that, potentially can take the back off this or can potentially even pull this in just a belly down or to the side armbar.
Yeah. It's a really strong armbar from belly down from there because you don't really have a lot of positioning to be able to get out of it. Your shoulders are kind of compromised.
Hand comes over, hands are apart. We're seeing Colin really drive. Matt's got his hands back together in an S-grip. But you see a little grip break that Colin just did there to break the hands apart. It really minimizes the amount of grip that Matt can get. Matt goes S-grip. He's getting extended here, and Colin's really driving heavy on this arm. He does have his top side leg through in order to put pressure on that bicep to break the grip. And his corner calls for basically a push break, and Colin Officer is able to take this via armbar.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. What's your name? Where do you train?
Colin Officer, train out of Rising Tide in Columbia.
Talk us through that match.
So we had a game plan. We know he's a good wrestler, good at judo. But the best thing to do when someone's like that, make sure you shoot first. Make sure you take them down. He was hard to keep down. He was tough. But kept listening to my coaches, and we got through it.
That's great. How was your overall Liquid Swords experience?
I love it every time. The only time I get to walk out like a badass, you know, like that felt great.
Anybody you'd like to thank today?
Thank my coaches, Coach Steven, Coach Mike Stewart. Thank my dad, always popping out.
It's for you.
Thank you, thank you.
All right.
We have both gentlemen on the mat. Maurice Taylor is on the left in the camo shorts and black shirt, with Marvin Green in the blue and black rash guard on the right.
Yep. Used to train with Marvin back in the day, a fair bit. So really heavy pressure, strong guy, and really wants to use that in his rounds.
Watch the neck.
He's standing quite upright, but his arm, is slightly compromised in that position when it's reaching under like that.
Yeah.
Especially with Maurice going for maybe a double unders. It's always almost indicative of going for a throw or going for maybe a collar tie of some sort.
Yeah. There's a lot of X factors in that position. Marvin has a nice heavy grip on the head, shooting for the single leg there, and dropping Maurice down. Maurice tries to tech out, gives the back up, and Marvin's looking to kind of sag to the side there, throws the hooks in.
Marv gets both of his hooks in. He has one of the wrist trapped, and he's trying.
I think he's looking for that rear naked choke here. The hand fight's good. You can't quite exactly see, but that hand keeps coming across the neck. Again, Marvin has a squeeze. Real strong guy back when I used to train with him. Maurice. Marvin has Marvin.
Marvin's doing a really good job holding the back of Maurice Taylor, but Maurice Taylor is trying to get his back to the mat. He is, though, a little elevated right now. You really want to get your back to the mat in this position and not get elevated, so then you wind up being belly down.
Yeah.
But it looks
post up, Marvin's trying to kind of track and follow here. He is making a little bit of space with the shoulders, but he keeps kind of recollecting that. Potentially looking for... He actually has a gift wrap right now. I thought he was going to go fall off for the arm there based on how he was positioning his grips.
Might just be that he's trying to control the position.
Yeah. Marvin might go to a head and arm here from the top because it looks like he's going to try to come to mount from this position.
Nice. Send it, Maurice. You can't hang out there.
He's going to deep half, getting on top. Marvin counters with a guillotine here.
Well, it's more of a front headlock position, I think.
It is.
And that side ride is reaching through.
Nice far side hook there.
He might be going for that arm because with that inside arm collected the way he is, most of the time you collect that arm to then go and attack that arm.
Yeah, he keeps sort of fencing for it like he wants it from the back. So it's interesting. He's sort of threatening the rear naked choke, but he's also seemingly kind of leading that arm position.
Yeah. Now it is, he does train out of Crazy 88. They're a very big comp school in the area.
Mm-hmm.
There's a possibility that he's also trains in the points kind of setting generally.
Yeah.
So it's more of like a control than attack. kind of way of handling situations rather than I'm just gonna immediately attack something. You see
One on
that
points, one on position.
Yeah, you see that with certain gyms. You see a different way of attacking.
Fatigue guys late. I think Marvin used to be with Monroe for a while as well. He has a lot of other guys on this card.
Yeah.
Again, Maurice comes back to the top. Marvin counters with the front headlock. Referee Christian is going to put him back into the center here. Reset. Corner's calling for about 2 minutes remaining in this matchup. Both athletes fine with the restart, and we are going to restart. Again, I love when a restart takes place real quick and you don't get a lot of squabbling over position. Again, I totally understand as the athlete on the mat, sometimes you want the exact position that you were in, but when it's a position like this, easily recreatable, I appreciate when you get back to the action. Marvin looks like he wants to lift here, just based on how high his hips are. He might be threading through for a Darce in this position. It's a really high position. There's a throw through or a roll through.
Or maybe an anaconda?
Yeah, because he's now on the side he would anaconda from. But the hands are really close to the center of the chest here in this position.
It does allow Maurice to take a top position. He does get on top. With Marvin getting a half guard, though, Maurice is in a better position now and can start trying to attack Marvin.
Yeah, Marvin's reaching for that Kimura a little bit in his corner. Maurice's corner is calling for him to be aware of that. Very hard to see from our angle the position of the hand fight. Marvin potentially may do a roll through and actually try to sweep from that because he does have the arm controlled. Potentially he's going to use a Kimura to turn over from half guard.
And we are short on time at this point.
Yeah. Marvin getting out of the outside there. He throws that hook in so quick for a big guy.
All you got is time, Maurice.
We have short time at this point.
A little bit of grabbing on the fingers and hands there.
Yeah.
That's it.
Marvin staying on top, constantly attacking.
Marvin's doing a really nice job with positional control here. Potentially looking for a triangle from the back. And then it's time we are going to move into overtime now. And a coin flip to decide who gets to pick the starting overtime position. Maurice is going to get the option. He is going to elect to do offense first.
So we have Maurice on the back. He's doing a good job kind of trying to attack the neck as he's also hand fighting with Marvin. But Marvin is
really driving back heavy there. Oh, it looks like there's a tap from the bottom.
Marvin.
Sorry about that, man.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
So, what's your name? Where do you train?
Marvin Green, Crazy 88 Academy.
Talk us through that match.
I'm sorry, say it again?
Talk us through that match.
Oh, it was a scrap, man. He gave me his back a couple times. I was able to transition, get my hooks in on his back. We got into a little scramble. I was able to transition him out. He did a real good job keeping his hands tucked so I couldn't isolate his arm. His defense was phenomenal, man. It was hard to get an opening, but I felt them slightly draining. So I knew probably in overtime I can probably sink the W.
Got something for you.
I appreciate it, man.
All right, let's put this on.
Yeah.
And how is your overall experience with Liquid Sword?
Oh, it's my second time being here. It's great as always, man. I love it, man. It was a wonderful experience, man. Can I shout some guys out? I'm sorry.
Oh, anybody you want to thank?
Yeah. My homeboy right here, Matthew Gruber, Dave Adams for coaching me, my whole team at Crazy 88, Jeremy, Epps, Baird, Christian, Brandon Timms, all the guys, Coach Keith, and it's just the whole team, all three branches, man. Crazy 88 Owens Mills.
All right. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Have a good one.
On to our 17th match of the evening. We have Daniel Santori versus German von Riev.
And first walking out, we have Daniel Santor from Kaizen Jiu-Jitsu Academy. And then we have German Zimraev from Monroe Hall BJJ. Blue belt match for 6 minutes.
Immediate pull here from Daniel. Going to the closed guard, potentially looking for the arm. Looking to hike that triangle up real quick. Nice pressure on the back of the head.
Which is probably a really good plan against German. German's looking to control the hands. He's trying to get out of the guard. He looks like he has quite a strong position, though Daniel is attacking.
Yeah. Opening up the guard there to throw for that triangle again. Potentially looking for a real quick omoplata. Decides to go back into the closed guard. 2-on-1 grip here from Daniel on the bottom. Obviously, Daniel wants to fight from the closed guard, looking for closed guard attacks. German's corner is going to be letting him know that, and he's going to be aware of that. Just got to stay diligent with his posture. It's really hard to be able to submit someone from the closed guard when their posture is super high up, which is why Daniel's trying to pull German so far down, because the only shot that you really have to submit from the closed guard is going to be when someone's posture is down, and then as they are using their hands to get posture back up, that's where your triangles come in, that's where your arm bars come in, that's where things like omoplatas will come in.
Yeah, it doesn't look like German's really that bothered by what's happening, but at the same time, it does look like he's trying to actively get out of the guard and kind of unable to do so.
It's incredibly hard to get past without having someone open up the guard. And to open up the guard, you need that log splitter pass that he's trying for now. You need to open up, push on the hips. But Daniel's doing a nice job of continually pulling German hands forward so that he can't post on the hips. He can't put Daniel's hips flat to the mat. And it really makes that log splitter pass a lot harder to get working because you really need your hands to drive the hips down. Daniel opening up again, looking for probably a triangle, potentially based on how he had the 2-on-1, looking for an arm bar.
Yeah, and the other thing is he would have to really open himself up to attack to be able to get out of this position, unless he can get some kind of get a knee in the middle or start getting advancing his position from here.
Yeah.
A lot of times competitors don't want to, give that much ability to the person they're going against.
Looking for an arm crunch here as Daniel moves to the half guard. German immediately starts to pull in the head there and get up. We have a lower position from German now, which makes more sense because in the knee shield, most people want to crush down the knee shield to pass it or completely disengage from it. If you're going to pass a knee shield half guard, you want to do it nice and close for the majority of the passes that are available for you in that guard.
Yeah. And it looks like German is being patient. He's trying to not get Kimura for the outside arm, and he's aware of that. But at the same time, he is trying to pass, but wasn't really able to get out of the legs of Daniel.
Yeah, and Daniel resets it back there. Referee's going to reset him into the center. But this is very much a battle of, a very steady, kind of patient passer versus Daniel, a very steady, patient guard player that's looking for probably an overcommitment from German in order to set up what he wants. I'm curious if Daniel's going to hook the leg there when German comes to attack up or not, to try to sweep over, or if Daniel doesn't really even want the sweep and is really solely looking for submissions from the closed guard.
Well, it seems like he's also trying to just kind of bring him down, bring him in, and attack.
Focusing on the positional work first before.
Because even when he's open, he constantly is grabbing those arms, constantly getting that.
Looking for an arm crush real quick there.
It's not really an arm saddle, it's more of an arm crunch from that position. German's trying to get around that knee shield, but knee shield isn't always the easiest thing to get
especially
around.
if someone's pushing you in the hip there. Daniel's corner was calling for him to go. I think they want a little more activity when he decides to open up the guard. They're looking for him to really kind of put the gas down and throw up the subs there.
And German's he has his arm through the middle, I'm trying to think.
Really nice Kimura attempt there from Daniel on the bottom. German's trying to pass off of it. This is really, really hard to finish from the half guard because exactly what German is doing is what you should be doing. Extending the arm, getting it really, really high, and you can eventually kind of get beyond their grip and pull your hand back in.
And he's sunk his hips in there too. He's putting a lot of pressure on his hips so he can't come over.
Just really good defense.
Yeah. And he now knows that Kimura is what's being tried. And he sits into the legs.
I love the leg sit there. Really good position there. He kind of pushes away so that Daniel can't immediately get his leg out. Daniel does a nice job here, putting the leg down. Looking for a topside position here. He is stuck now in the half guard. Daniel looking potentially here for a guillotine or front headlock. Daniel jumps over into mount with an arm in guillotine here. He's going to switch to a high elbow. German's doing a nice job there, pushing the hips away, rolling, getting back on top. Very, very good defense from German there.
A pretty nice pass right there.
Yeah.
Of German, up on his toes, slides that knee out, goes from the cradle to the arm position.
Potentially looking for a step over Kimura here. As German may turn it to a straight arm lock. He doesn't have the hands together, which makes it really, really hard to put enough pressure on that elbow to get the tap. But he keeps going back to it. He's doing a nice job of keeping heavy chest pressure there to give him continued shots on that arm from top position. Steps right into mount, potentially going to look for the head and arm or the gift wrap.
He had a nice Americana right before that.
Yeah. Little odd stoppage there. Looked like Daniel heard that there was time. German did not hit that there was time, and so they continued it. So again, if it's time's called, regardless of what's happening there in the match, they reset. We are now into the overtime. German's going to take the back first on Daniel. Immediately into the hand fight, 2-on-1. German has a really nice throw through there. Looks like he's on the neck. At least with one of the hands. Looks very, very tight here.
He's trying to control the heat.
And he gets the tap there. And we're going to reset.
He got chastised a little bit by the ref.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Daniel in the back of German. And in this situation, German just has to get out now to win the match.
Yep, and Daniel is required to sub in order to take it to the armbar section of the overtime. So, really the aims are the same, it's just the stakes are a little different here. Daniel has a nice shot over the neck and face there. German has 2-on-1, making the angle. Daniel looks to trenches for the armbar, but German gets on top. And German is going to take this via rear naked choke in overtime.
Oh, I played in Yes Sir. That's right.
Different disguise. First off, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
What's your name? Where do you train?
My name is German Zvonarев. I train out of Monroe Hall BJJ in Towson.
Okay. Talk us through this match. Come just a little bit forward for me. Talk us through this match.
I was just trying to camp a good position. I knew I had a whole bunch of time to work and that there weren't points involved, so even if I got swept, it wouldn't detriment me. So I was just taking it really, really slow and waiting for an opportunity. I had a submission attempt on his foot and I blundered my position, but something happened, I don't even remember at this point, to where I was able to get back on top. I think I swept my opponent and eventually...
Can confirm.
You
did. You swept him.
Yes. And there was a stupid thing that happened to where the time went off, and right after, like literally a split second after, I had a Kimura locked up, or an Americana. But then it went to overtime and I got started on his back. I got the rear naked choke, and then when he started on my back, he almost got me an armbar, but I managed to escape, and that was the end of the round.
How was your overall experience with Liquid Swords?
It's an amazing event. It's music. It's really good vibes because there's a whole bunch of other companies like NoGi Grip. I really like this event. And also it's just one round, so you don't have to work super hard. You get to just put yourself all out.
Anyone you want to thank?
I want to thank my coach and my team from Monroe Hall, BJJ, Monroe Hall, the coach. He's been with me since I moved to America. We've been training with him. He's been guiding us through Jiu-Jitsu. And my mom, because she drove me here and she facilitated me being able to come here.
Отлично, спасибо.
Не за что. Вам тоже спасибо большое.
On to the 18th match of the evening, we have Brandon Freelump versus Cody Bristow.
We have Brandon Freelump coming out first from Rising Tide Academy.
Rocking the Rising Tide rash guard.
And then we have Cody Bristow coming out from 410 Academy.
This is another blue belt match, so it is going to be a 6-minute match here at Liquid Swords 4.
Blue and Cody Bristow in the green.
The green and the Maryland shorts.
Yeah.
Very few places love the flag with Maryland. Marylanders love their flag.
They
I
do.
appreciate it.
They love putting it on all their stuff.
Looking at a potential lat drop there from Brandon there that Cody is able to counter down. Cody now in the passing position. Brandon potentially looking for a single leg sweep here.
It looks like he's going to single leg X. He goes to X from there. Trying to figure out if he was trying to go into the leg from that sweeping position.
It looks like he just wants to sweep. It doesn't, to me, look like he really wants to go into the legs. Potentially looking for a buggy choke here. But Cody counters with just real heavy pressure here on top and really driving that forearm into the face. It is the classic buggy choke defense.
Yep, pressure into the head, pressure into the neck.
Pressure into the jaw will do it a lot of times. Now we have Cody Bristow on top here. He does have a staple here on the top side arm of Brandon.
Make your frames, make your frames, make your frames.
Potentially looking for that head and arm choke here now. He is in the half guard. It is very hard to finish from the half guard, but he can keep his head down low and keep this sort of passing position and eventually get over to the cross side with it, but to put the pressure he needs to on it.
Or get to the mount position.
Yeah. A lot of guys are finishing from mount nowadays.
But Brandon has gotten half guard, I believe, back.
Yeah.
Um,
and we're going to have a reset of the position here back to Cody starting to pass again, and Brandon trying to sweep, use those underleg sweeps like a waiter guard. He did transition to X guard earlier in the match. I'm curious if he's going to try to elevate here and come into X guard. Most likely coming to waiter guard here, but I can't see Cody's position to see if he has an underhook or not.
and you have Cody on top, going after that arm and wind up getting to his back.
Offense now, Brandon. Let's pass. Stay on top. Pass to north-south, buddy.
Corner's calling him to pass into north-south, which I think is really great advice in this position. You got to get out of that knee shield, and you don't want to have the guy be able to, get his knees back in front. So north-south is a great option for that.
And with Cody playing a knee shield, other when he lowers the knee shield, it makes me think that he is going to go into the legs from that position.
Yep, here it is. He's got that shotgun grip, really cranking heavy into it. A little bit of a grimace there.
It is blue belt, so they can only do straight ankle locks.
Straight ankle lock's the only thing available, which is why you're not seeing that turnover for the hand to switch into heel hook or something else. Both guys are grimacing a little bit. Cody trying to counter, really giving a good squeeze. He is very high up on the calf. Again, these are big guys. It is finishable, but he most likely needs a lower hand position there.
And it gives Brandon a lot of movement, so he's almost able to take the back from that position as long as Cody can't roll through. And
Does have to be careful, though, to not, let the leg get too overextended because that grip can get choked back down. But Cody is really selling through. He is so high on the calf now in this position. Brandon's really able to climb up high, get a nice overhook or overhook on the shoulder there.
Though it does seem like he did grimace a little bit.
And you saw Brandon that looked like he had fatigued his arms. You saw him kind of like begrudgingly let go of the position. He does get on top from here. So Cody now trying to pass, trying to flatten out. Brandon.
Cody being heavy in the top position.
Brandon looked for an octopus guard there. Cody trying to counter here. The octopus guard is so hard to counter from that position if you do it late, then passes immediately into side control.
Now we have Brandon on top, taking the back. He's Cody.
Belly's down again. No hooks.
Down. They were very close to the edge right now.
Yeah, potentially. I don't really love a potential reset here, but they may have to in this position because they're off the mats now. Referee's going to look at the positioning, see if we can recreate it. And we are going to come back into the center. And the corner's calling for the octopus guard again. They really liked what they saw there. It was great. Again, the octopus guard, especially at blue belt, if you're a guy that's really good at octopus guard, it is, you feel like you are in a great position until it is too late.
Yeah.
So it's really effective if a guy gets good at octopus guard.
He gave him the fullback.
Yeah.
He started from, it's hard to restart that position when you're kind of riding on the side of someone's back.
But if both athletes do agree to it, that's where the restart is. Brandon's going to mount here. Goes to back mount from there. Keeps the hook in. Can't quite see where the hands are right now in this position. Brandon is trying to trap that arm. And now Cody is back on top. Pressure passing. Brandon didn't have quite enough pressure on that ankle to get the sweep going. Now we have Cody. Real heavy pressure there on the top of the hips.
I think he also kind of knows that the octopus guard is coming. So he's going to kind of keep that side, keep himself heavy on that side.
Yeah.
And push the head down.
Really nice pass there.
A little circle of his foot to get past the guard.
Trying to isolate that far side arm there. He's pushing heavy on the forearm. He's trying to get in front of the elbow, but he doesn't want to leave too much space on the hip for that octopus guard to come out again.
And that's time.
So now we're going to move into the overtime. Referee's going to stand him up or do the coin flip to determine who's going to take which position. We are going to have Brandon on the attack first. Very good, actionable advice from his corner. The underhook is the key there.
Get your body triangle, Brandon. Body triangle, Brandon. Body triangle, Brandon. Body triangle. Yeah.
And Cody's trying to get his back flat to the mat so he can turn in.
And they're going to call it there, which is reasonable. Once you get the shoulders turned forward, it's like there's a lot of nuance with when you end a sequence from the back. I mean, some people look at the hips, some people look at the shoulders.
Yeah.
And, even nowadays, we've been seeing overtime for 10 plus years now. There's still a little bit of a judgment that has to be made in the moment. We're going to restart here. Oh, a little bit of a false start before the referee had him. Usually what the referee does is puts a hand on him, lets him go. Immediate turn from Brandon there to get his back flat to the mat. Cody's going to have a really hard time re-squaring him up.
Yeah, and he's probably going to go to mount thinking that
he does have some, may have a head and arm there or something. Potentially going to finish with a head and arm from mount. Again, if you are in the sub the entire time and there's never a break, there is never an escape, and you're allowed to keep working. It's really uncommon to see it, but it is still an option there. And Brandon does a very nice job of kind of weathering the storm, getting back to top position. And Cody looks very tired now after that big burst of energy to look for that head and arm, look for the top position. So we're now going to move into the arm bar.
And we start with Brandon on Cody's arm. Reaching through.
Hand on the mat. Immediately comes back over. Doesn't quite get the leg in front of the face, which is really what you want to see there to get that arm bar. Both guys look like they are very fatigued now. We're going to have Cody on Brandon's arm right now.
Then we're done. Hey, our only task is to separate the hands, bro. Keep them flat, separate the hands.
I really like the cornering there. Hey, man, our only task there is to separate the hands. It gives your athlete good, simple, actionable things to look for, especially when they're fatigued. You know, the more tired a guy gets, the less information, and he gets it out, and he gets the tap in overtime. Again, great cornering, and Cody Bristow takes that via armbar in overtime here at Liquid Swords 4.
All right.
What's up, big dog?
Congratulations.
Thank you, man.
What's your name? Where do you train?
Cody Bristow, 410 Academy of Mixed Martial Arts in Salisbury, Maryland.
All right.
What's up, big dog?
Congratulations.
Thank you, man.
What's your name? Where do you train?
Cody Bristow, 410 Academy of Mixed Martial Arts in Salisbury, Maryland.
All right. Take us through that match. How'd it go?
Man, Brandon was tough. Pushed me to the limit, as you can see. Went to overtime. It's kind of a coin flip, though. You know what I mean? I got the better end of the coin flip. He's an excellent opponent, and the armbar just worked for me, man.
All right. How's your experience with Liquid Swords been?
Man, this is my second one. I lost my first one in the third chamber in overtime. I was not going to let that happen again. And thank you so much to Sean Ashley, Jack Schellenberger, my coaches, my wife Hannah, and my two baby girls, Eliza and Scotty. I love you guys.
Anybody else you want to thank?
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Liquid Swords.
I wasn't a leading question.
Hey, it was an awesome experience. I love it. I'm going to be back next time. Hope you'll have me.
We will.
Thank you, brother. Love you, man.
We're out.
19th match of the evening, we have Britt Connor versus Maggie Rondano. Britt walking out first out of Shark Pit BJJ. We have Maggie walking out of Team Balance Baltimore. We prepped Maggie a lot for going into this matchup. Maggie's in our camp. And, spent a lot of time working in the lead up to this matchup. Shake, and we are off. Maggie collar ties in immediately with the pull, and then right into the arm, and then gets the tap in the armbar. That is probably fastest sub of the event.
What's your name? Where do you train?
Maggie Giordano. I train at Baltimore BJJ with Team Balance Baltimore.
All right. Congratulations on your victory. Talk us through it. How'd it go for you? I know it was pretty short. You are in contention for the fastest of the night.
Yeah, so this is my second time at Liquid Swords, and I really wanted that fastest submission the first time I was here. I went for that same armbar last time, and I missed it. So my plan was to come out here, try it again, and win that fastest submission because I want that trophy.
How's your Liquid Swords experience overall?
It's been great. Love you guys. Hope to come back. Yeah.
Fantastic. Anyone you want to thank?
I want to thank my coach, Chris Ballant, and Team Balance Baltimore, all my training partners, and my boyfriend and training partner, Tim Leonard.
Awesome. Congrats.
Thank you. Thanks.
On to the 19th match of the evening. We have Peter Murkowski versus Colton Lonis. We have Peter Murkowski walking out, representing Monroe Hall BJJ. Monroe in the white shirt walking out behind him.
This is actually match 20 of the evening.
Oh, sorry about that. This is the first purple belt match of the evening, so this is going to be an 8-minute match with a little bit more on the table for purple belts here at Liquid Swords.
And now we have Colton Lonis walking out from Infinity Martial Arts.
With the classic Just Do It.
With Michael Myers.
Michael Myers shirt.
And our purple belt matches are 8 minutes long, which is longer than the matches we've seen the rest of the day.
Again, you get more experience. We want to give you a little bit more time to show off more of your game. You're fighting harder and harder competitors. You are a harder competitor, so you just want to give guys more opportunity to show off their game, especially on these super fights. Both these guys, pretty frequent competitors locally.
Colton goes in for the double and takes him down into Peter's almost full guard.
Yeah, immediately backs out a little bit again and gets right into side control.
Yeah.
Has a nice overhook there as Peter tries to kind of belly down and get back up. But Colton has a nice pressure on that inside hip to prevent Peter from getting back to his guard.
He also has a really good cross face that is kind of holding Peter's face away. And by doing that, Peter can't really turn into him with his face.
It really eliminates a lot of the reguards that are available to you when you have a heavy pressure. And Peter's trying to get that knee back in front, but Colton does a nice job of staying into north-south, staying nice and heavy, and prioritizing that overhook there. Nice hook in. Rear naked choke being thrown in.
And throws it in kind of in the transition to the back.
Very tight and gets it palm up for the rear naked choke. Colton Lonis takes that from Infinity Martial Arts by rear naked choke.
Yeah. What's your name? Where do you train?
I'm Colton Lonis. I train at Infinity Martial Arts in Berlin.
Excellent. Take us through that match. How'd it go for you?
It was good. Peter's a big guy, so I want to get a good takedown. Work my stuff that I train every week with my coaches and friends. And got to the back, and it was over with. It was a good match.
How's your overall experience with Liquid Swords?
It's awesome. It's hot as shit in here, but it's a good experience and good setup, and I'm glad I'm here.
Anybody you want to thank?
My coaches, Ryan Long, Mike Otwell, my friends and family that helped me out. Appreciate it.
All right. Congrats.
Thank you.
And I got a medal.
First question again. The very first question. What's your name?
What's your name? Where do you train?
My name is Colton Lonis. I train at Infinity Martial Arts in Berlin.
Thank you.
Next on match 20, we have Mackenzie Mogul versus Jonesy Jones.
This is Mackenzie Mogul walking out, a purple belt from Kojin Dojo.
Yep, first purple belt women's match of the evening.
She's wearing the Coast Guard Academy rash guard.
Yeah, really cool. We have some armed forces folks on the card this evening. Yeah, that's more and more prevalent nowadays.
And then we have Jonesy Jones coming out from Big Brothers.
Again, this is going to be an 8-minute purple belt match. Jonesy Jones is still a blue belt, but this is going to be an inner belt matchup, so we're going to go to the higher belts time limit for this match. Mackenzie Mogul is the purple belt in this matchup. Therefore, Josh Weinstock kicking off the match.
Mackenzie with the two hands behind the head.
Jonesy immediately shoots for that double leg. Mackenzie pulls with that arm and guillotine.
Jonesy's coaches are telling her to tripod up to kind of get her hips high, to kind of take some of the pressure off that.
Yeah, good chops to mount, but immediately gets turned over. We're going to have Mackenzie on top here. Jonesy looking to play a really, really high, almost rubber guard-esque sort of guard. It's something you see a lot more common with the women. The flexibility in the hips is usually there, and so you get a lot more really high guard play than is typical in some of the men's matches.
And it's easier to kind of hold their body down that way, to hold especially if you have a competitor who's really strong, you can get that higher guard.
Put more of your hips just into them and then lean them down.
And she's trying to isolate the far shoulder.
Looks like she's going for an omoplata or a go-go plata, actually. She's, Jonesy has really pulled her her foot in front of the neck there. There is a go-go plata that is very possible there.
Yeah, there's a go-go plata.
And you have referee Josh getting down to really make sure that, if there is a tap that he can see it.
There are some fancier moves you can get from that position sometimes, depending on what the gripping actually is.
Yeah, it's a real common move for people in the 10th Planet system. They have a lot of really interesting stuff off of it. Not something you see with a super high degree of frequency, but there is some pretty neat stuff you can do there. Mackenzie Mogul here in a pressure pass, really trying to separate the legs of Jonesy on the bottom here to get through. Jonesy doing a nice job, potentially going to a deep, was looking for a deep half sweep there for a second to wrestle up. Mackenzie once again in that arm and guillotine.
grabbing the head, though Jonesy just kind of pushes through that, understands that as long as she keeps good head position, keep good body position, she kind of work through that guillotine.
If you can be the driving force, and drive up or drive through a guillotine, a lot of times it's really, really hard to finish those because the shoulder for the person throwing the guillotine is so high up, they lose the power to kind of squeeze on the neck. Jonesy looking for a head and arm here from the guard. Very hard to hit, but it is a viable technique. It's just very uncommon. You can look at the crowd's faces. Everyone knows that it's low percentage, but it is very possible.
Jonesy is at an angle, which does make that position maybe a little bit easier to get. Because straight on, it's going to be a little
There's a lot
harder.
of force needed when you're straight on. You can put more of your body into it. You can lean your chest into that arm a little easier. Mackenzie weathers the storm there, comes out on top.
You get swept. Everything else is inside the guard.
I think really good advice there from the corner. Worst thing that happens is you get swept. Everything else is in the guard.
Yeah.
That's really, really good advice in that position. Josh gonna stop the lift.
Yeah, in this rule set, you're kind of you're not really allowed to lift.
Yeah.
And it's the person that kind of picks up's responsibility to let the other person down.
So if in rule sets with no slam, it makes sense. It starts as a reset, which I kind of do appreciate. If you're not going to have a slam, if I can lift you up, you're forced to reset because I could have slammed you. And again, you want to prioritize athlete safety. If you're not going to allow for slams, you do give them something from being able to lift if there's enough control of someone to lift them up. So I really do like how Liquid Swords implements that rule.
Yeah.
I've been on the receiving end of it. As a competitor, I wasn't a huge fan, but a few years later, I really do understand and appreciate why the rule is designed like that. Mackenzie looking to isolate that arm potentially for an armbar setup from the guard here.
Though she is trying to pass that arm around, gift wrap around the head, to maybe sweep with that.
There's a back take and a sweep here that are available when you gift wrap from the guard here, and that's why I think Mackenzie is so open with her legs there. She throws the armbar real quick, and Jonesy immediately goes double under on the stack. And gets it.
And gets a lot of pressure into her and kind of pops around.
Yeah, real classic double underpass there. Driving nice heavy pressure into Mackenzie's face here to prevent Mackenzie from being able to re-square her hips, get her knees back involved in the guard. Heavy pressure down here.
Sitting more at a north-south position so that Mackenzie can't get her guard back.
Yeah, something that's at the smaller weight classes and the women's weight classes is almost a requirement nowadays because the flexibility is just going to allow people, and the regard game has gotten so good in the women's weight classes and the lower men's weight classes that going to north-south is required nowadays.
And it seems that Mackenzie's she was trying to kind of head and arm kick from the bottom.
Yeah, again, doable, but very, very difficult.
And sometimes some of those positions also put your arms in positions where you're the person going against you can kind of attack.
Yeah.
Or Jonesy kind of is having her weight in. She might be trying to wait out this match at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a very viable strategy from these competitors. It's do enough to stay active, so you're not getting called for progression and for stalling. But if you want to take it to the overtime, it's a very, viable way to win. Heavy pressure here on top from Jonesy.
Jonesy pops her back straight to north-south. Hands to the hips, kind of pressure down, trying to work those arms, but just doing enough work so that she doesn't really have to deal with the guard of Mogul, but at the same time, she can kind of attack.
Yeah, you're in a real tough spot here as the top player when somebody has a low body lock like that. You can't attack their arms, but you're going to give up position because the person can walk their hips away, and so your best bet is usually to put your foot or your knee onto someone's face and drive away, but you do have to overextend the ability to do that.
Yeah. Looks like she's trying like a north-south choke or to kind of sink into a choke from here. I don't know if she really has a good arm position on the left side arm, but she might also try to just isolate the arm so then she can attack the arm.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly where she's looking, what she's looking for here.
Jonesy's doing a really good job holding position on top, keeping all of her pressure on, not allowing Mackenzie to really bump her off or get her guard back or really start any kind of attacks that she might have.
Potentially look for a topside Kimura here or an armbar off the top. There it is. There's the entry. Looking for a bicep slicer here or a triangle, and that is time. We're going to move into the overtime now.
And slicers are available to blue belt competitors. This is a purple belt match, so they are definitely available. But in this rule set, they're actually available at blue.
Yeah, which I like. Again, you're in a super fight. It's a one-off match. A lot of people watching. Give the competitors a little more options for what they're able to throw. We're going to start with Jonesy Jones on Mackenzie Mogul's back here to kick off the overtime.
Mackenzie using her long legs to try to circle over, kind of control that those inside hooks to maybe get her back to the ground. But Jonesy does have control of the shoulder that's close, or the top side shoulder. And she's can fighting. She gets the choke in under the neck, the short choke with the elbow behind the head.
Mackenzie's doing a nice job there of fighting the hands, pulling the hands down. It's very difficult. There, she gets the tap there. We're going to come on to Mackenzie Mogul's turn on the back. She has to sub here in order to win.
And she grabs
for the
an
arm bar
armbar from that position.
Which again, you've made a transition to the sub. You're still allowed to keep it if you've made a clean transition over. And Jonesy Jones gets out of it. Jonesy Jones is going to take that via
rear naked choke from the back
in overtime.
Fabulously warm, June 21st. It is the first day of summer. And here we have Jonesy Jones trying to keep up with the Joneses here. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
What's your name? Where do you train?
I'm Jonesy Jones. I train at Pentagon MMA in Arlington, Virginia.
Take us through this bout.
Oh man, I didn't know what to expect from her. I didn't know if she was a wrestler or a guard puller. She was a little bit of both, so I was not really prepared for all that. It was one of my hardest matches. She's a purple belt. I'm competing blue, headed for purple.
Excellent.
I just put it all out there.
Awesome. How's your experience with Liquid Swords been?
Oh, it's been awesome. This event is crazy.
Anybody out there you want to thank?
I thank both my coaches, Isaac July and Saida Durkee, the best black belts you're ever going to meet. Really appreciate all your hard work you put into me.
All right. Congrats. Thank you.
Thank you.
I got a medal for you, too.
Next on our 22nd match of the evening, we have Cody Wicker versus Peter Oliveri. This is another purple belt match, and it's going to be 8 minutes.
We have Cody Wicker coming out first from third generation BJJ. And second to the mat, we have Peter Oliveri from Rising Tide Academy.
And we are off.
A purple belt match for 8 minutes.
We have Cody in the black spats and Peter in the Maryland-themed kit. Have a hand fighting there. A little bit of a taller stance here from Peter. Eventually going to bait the shot in from Cody. Cody's playing a lot lower. Looks like he's the one that wants to wrestle into the legs just based on his low kind of wrestling stance here.
Yeah. It's two different games of both gentlemen. One is more of a patient, like taking his time game, and the other one.
Fast in here on the shot. From Cody, Peter counters into top position. Cody immediately starts looking for the violent arm lock, that arm crush from the guard. A great sweeping position. Also a really, really good sub position that we've seen in the last couple of years really come to prominence. tries to get Peter over, but Peter's able to flop over on the pass and get back up. Peter threading through here, trying to counter, potentially
going in for maybe a sweep or
a Darce.
Yeah.
He's down in the front headlock position here. Peter's looking to take the back, drives that knee in, steps over again.
Cody grabbing the guard.
Yeah, Cody's got that knee shield in.
It's kind of a low reverse De La Hiva.
Yeah, it looks like potentially Cody's looking for that knee crush. He tried to thread that topside leg through. Something we saw you've seen it used a lot more in the last couple of years. We saw CJI 2, Hulk versus Joseph Chen.
CGI 1.
CGI 1, sorry. Yep, and then since then it's really come to prominence. A lot more guys are using that from the knee shield now as the bottom player. Peter does a nice job there of kind of shucking out, coming back up, forcing Cody to wrestle up.
Cody trying to stay on those legs, trying to look for that double leg. He's unable to get it, so he just goes to turtle.
Peter's threading through.
For a
It
Darce.
looks like a Darce choke. He's getting in. That looks like it's actually very tight. He's collected the leg now. I'm curious to see where the hand is going to come. Yep, and that is the tap.
Peter rising tide.
Congratulations.
Thank you, bro.
What's your name? Where do you train?
Peter Olivieri, Rising Tide Academy, Columbia.
Talk us through that victory.
He was doing a good job with his base. He was threatening the takedowns. I had to sprawl hard. Darce was there. It's one of my favorite submissions.
That is a very versatile and fantastic submission.
Appreciate that, bro.
How's your experience with Liquid Swords been?
So good. This is my third one. I love this. You guys do an incredible job.
We appreciate that. Anybody you want to thank?
The Academy, Rising Tide, Columbia, Steven, Mike, Jordan, all the guys.
We got this for you too.
Appreciate that.
Congrats.
Thanks, sir.
Enjoy.
Thanks again.
Have a good one.
On to our 23rd match of the evening. We have Jonathan Deyette versus Michael Orndorff. We have Jonathan Deyette walking to the mat here representing Bel Air BJJ. This is our first brown belt match of the evening, so it's going to be 10 minutes. We have Michael Orndorff walking out representing Shark Pit BJJ and the Killdozer Rash Guard. We have a pull from Michael here on the bottom, with Jonathan threading through the legs, looking to kind of do a rangy outside pass. Gets a really nice bite on that crossface there.
With a lot of pressure on the neck and the face, and trying to get to his mounted position.
Immediately gets the mount there, just a cross pass through. This is immediately a very tight head and arm. Michael's answering the phone there. Buys him a little bit of time. But Jonathan Deyette here on top. This is a very, very deep head and
He's going to
arm.
try to take the back from this position, I think.
He's
Or
going
go
to
to the
transition into
arm.
the arm. Potentially go backside arm bar.
They're trying to say that there's a
young to be
tap in that
tapped.
position.
Very, very tight arm bar. And he gets the tap there with the arm bar again.
Down to the magnificent 7 matches that are left. I'm hoping none of this B-roll makes it to the A-roll, because they're up.
How you doing, sir?
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
What's your name? Where do you train?
My name's Jonathan, and I train out of Bel Air BJJ.
All right. Take us through that match. How'd it go for you?
Good. I mean, I didn't know if he was a wrestler or if he was going to pull guard, but I was just anticipating the guard pull just because it's a sub competition. Probably go straight for legs or something. But I think it went good. I ended up going for my favorite submission, the one I usually get the most. So.
All right. What's your overall experience been with the Liquid Swords?
Fun, yeah. The setup was easy. They The Rob, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
It's Robert von Valkenburg.
Yeah, I was dealing with him the whole time. He made it really easy, you know. And then getting here was cool to get a walkout song. First time I ever had that, so that was pretty cool.
Anybody else you want to thank? Anybody else you want to thank?
Yeah, I mean, shout out to my whole team. You know, I never think that I get to where I am by myself. So my team builds me up, and then I, in return, build them back.
That's excellent thought. Here we go. Congratulations.
Thank you.
24 of the evening, we have Jules Aguilar versus Jennifer Knox. This is a blue belt versus purple belt matchup. This is going to be an 8-minute matchup.
This party's over. Next up, to the match, Jules Aguilar from Enlisted 9 Fight Company. Let's go! Jules will be facing Jennifer Knox from Nomad Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Let's go!
And we have the match started. We have Jules on the bottom. We have Jennifer Knox in the blue and black rash guard with Jules on the arm, going for the arm bar. She has a Kimura. I watched them in the back training, getting ready for this. So I know she has a Kimura grip on the arm at this point. And she's going to try to take the arm to arm bar it from this position with the head inside.
It's tight there.
And once she goes belly down, it's very hard to get out of.
She's got a really nice bite on that head, and she's underhooked on the arm in a really interesting way. She can put a lot of pressure to push away and make the space that she needs to extend that arm. That elbow is almost outside of the hip line, but she still does have it. Gonna belly down on it, looking to help her hand.
Yeah.
And that's the tap, and you had a verbal tap. Yeah.
Yeah, she said tap, tap, tap.
We say we have a tap there. So. And Jules Aguilar takes that via armbar.
Everybody was keeping it solid today at Liquid Swords, but it's been very steamy. Congratulations. What's your name? Where do you train?
Juliana Aguilar, or Jules, and I train at Enlisted 9 Fight Company.
Talk us through this victory.
Just pull to an arm bar. I like arm bars. She had good positioning. I think I could have taken her down, but she was leaving her arms out right there. And under normal circumstances, I would have wanted a flying arm bar, but, you know, got to go by the rule set. Pull, locked it in tight. She was really flexible, so I had to really play with the angles, squeeze my knees, but I was able to get the finish in the end.
That's excellent. How has your Liquid Swords experience been?
Great. I was here the last Liquid Swords, really enjoyed it. It's always a great atmosphere. We got a good crowd out. I always have a really good time.
Is there anyone else you want to thank?
My coaches, Colton and Rich Basinski, Tara and Mike for cornering me, my family at E9, my boyfriend Dan, who's always been a really big supporter of mine, and, you know, my parents.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
And I got a medal for you, too.
On to our 25th match of the evening, we have Damon Dukes taking on Curtis Stretcher at a second gear BJJ. This is a 10-minute match.
We have Damon Dukes walking out from Team Balance Baltimore.
Representing the Grapple Academy Martial Arts.
And second, we have Curtis Treaster walking out from second gear BJJ.
Yep, main event. Ken Brown is walking out behind him.
This is a brown belt match. Brown belt goes up to a 10-minute match.
Yep. Again, give the guys more and more time to work Liquid Swords here. 10 minutes for brown belt, and then black belts are going to be 15 minutes. Damon immediately with a really quick, heavy pass here. Driving across, settles the hips down. Again, with the brown belt matches, you have a lot of time to work. So sometimes guys want to get people out there very quickly, and other times there's some method to cooking the beans, cooking the opponent, slowing them down a little bit, and really setting up your submissions.
Yeah, and it looks like Damon has some kind of grip on the far side arm, maybe a Kimura grip, maybe.
I can't really see it that well from my angle.
But as long as Curtis kind of maintains that space, makes sure his elbows don't get in a bad position, he can get his guard back and kind of wait to see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Damon's here trying to spin around to north-south, avoid the guard.
Curtis does a good job of getting to his knees. Damon shooting his arm, or his arm was already shot through.
Yeah. Looking for potentially an anaconda from this position, maybe. I can't really see the other hand where the arm is. But Damon is a very, very long guy, and so a lot of the triangles and front headlocks and darces are what I've been dealing with Damon for many, many years with.
Yeah, it looks like he just has kind of an head arm, front headlock kind of situation.
Yeah, I thought he had the hand loop
Yeah.
through. You're correct. Put nice pressure there on the back of the neck. Really doing a good job of keeping Curtis down.
I think he's also having some problem getting his hands back.
I think Curtis has good grips on his hands.
Yeah. And Damon could be looking to get those forearms in those on his neck and kind of flip him over.
Yeah, there's a lot of options here that he can do.
It really depends on how Curtis kind of starts to open up and what he gives to him.
You see Curtis has a 2-on-1 grip, or sorry, 1-on-1 grip on Damon's hand there, pulling it down at the wrist, really preventing him from being able to get further in. Curtis does a nice job there turning the shoulder down.
It looks almost like he wants to do like an invert in from that position and then grab his guard back. Or
Yeah,
grab
go back
whichever. Yeah.
to a triangle or to a guard from there.
But he looks like he's completely okay and wanting to kind of attack from that position.
Yeah.
Once he gets through, if it's,
Damon with the sit through there. It's very tight. Curtis does a nice job there, getting to the off angle there and forcing Damon back into coming into the front headlock and, not being able to collect the head and the shoulders to pull it into the choke there.
When that shoulder dips, you can punch it through.
Damon's staying really square here.
And it could be that Damon's arms are kind of stuck in that position where, like, normally, he had
Really nice throw there. Damon transitions it up into the top side position. Didn't probably have the grip that he needed there. Looking for a triangle there, maybe trying to do a punch choke variation, but Curtis has both hands underneath. So it's going to be very, very difficult to finish this. Curtis can kind of push Damon off the top of him in order to get out of this.
Yeah, from here you kind of have to switch your hips and kind of go to like traditional side control.
Yeah, that's where you want to go. Because the arms are out. There's not a whole lot here for you. Again, Damon does some neat attributes being such a long guy. He has some unorthodox stuff. Nice transition there. Damon's doing a nice job trying to get that hook in, but Curtis is a little lower and over and trying to get his back flat to the mat to force Damon to have to come to mount here. There is a head and arm there if Damon can make the transition into mount, but I think he wants to stay on the back here.
And Curtis is keeping the one elbow and arm up, kind of posted against Damon's neck shoulder. And by doing that, he doesn't really allow for so much of that position to be there.
Yeah, it takes away a lot of the options there.
Yeah.
It's just good defense. But again, that's what you'd expect at the brown belt level is you're going to see guys with a lot of experience have good defense, kind of multi-layered defense.
Especially if you've gone against certain competitors before, or like certain attributes of different competitors.
We have a little bit of a break in the match there, it looks like. Damon's coming into the legs here. Scooping down into saddle position. Looking for a straight ankle lock.
Though Curtis uses like the running man escape, as they call it. You kind of blade your legs sideways and you get out. Curtis looks completely fine to start working into the legs.
And you're hearing Curtis's corner talk about, hey, I want to see you into the legs. I want you into the legs. Knee shield half guard here.
Curtis might be going after the far side arm. He also might be trying to go into like a K. Because he's doing more of a reach across than a reach on the same side.
Yeah, that would make sense because you're kind of open up in order to get your legs underneath to enter there. And he's starting to elevate Damon a little bit with that topside knee shield. Damon's trying to push it down. But he's a little far back to be able to lever down really effectively into that leg.
Well, and even if he does push down from this position, if he doesn't control Curtis's far side arm, he kind of invert up. So it really,
Yeah, that flare is going to be there. And the entry is going to be there.
Damon does roll through to grab the far leg.
He tries to do it from knee bar, but doesn't have both knees in place. Really good heel hook entry from Curtis here. Damon's getting out. Damon's trying to open up that knee line to avoid the heel hook.
And it did look nasty there for a second.
It did look nasty for a second there.
But everybody kind of has their own kind of threshold and ability, and only the competitor understands if they're in a bad position or not.
Yep. Curtis coming through here, back into the leg. He got a really, really good bite on it. Damon keeping him nice and close with that hand over hand grip. Curtis gets out from underneath it, going back into the 50-50 heel hook. Short time left in the match here. Damon putting really heavy pressure into it. Getting a little extended, trying to fight the hands. Very hard to get out of this position with this defense because you're now open and your hips are forward, and so you can't pull out. You can't really effectively free the knee line when your leg is trapped up like that.
Yeah.
So your result is you have to fight the hands, which Damon is doing well here. Curtis is continuing to dig through for that heel hook. Looking for a topside power toe hold here. Trying to throw the leg over, which would give him more options here for this footlock.
Dylan's on the hand fight there.
Damon's grabbing his own feet.
It's only
Corner
30
calls for
seconds.
30 seconds remaining.
So Damon can also kind of camp out here for a second if he knows this is a position that he's strong in, that he has positioning. He can kind of catch his breath a little bit.
You doesn't want to overextend.
Yes.
You're potentially going into the overtime if you just want to avoid getting subbed in that last big burst of offense. Curtis doing a nice job inverting here. Gets tight in the leg. Damon can now get his knees free. He's pushing against. Curtis is trying for an interesting straight toe hold there. And we're going to move into the overtime.
So for our higher belts, overtime is exactly the same as our lower belt overtime. It is back, armbar, and then takedown.
Damon's going to elect to go onto the back first. Referee Josh Weinstock's going to make sure all the hands are in the right position, give the competitors the information that they need so they can make it an equal start. And then what I think I like that Josh does is he keeps hands on the competitors until he says go, so he can feel them move prematurely and make sure that they, you get a nice fair start.
And sometimes you have to put your knee into their back so they don't like lean back too far.
Yeah. Damon's fighting, got a nice rear naked choke here.
And he has a good triangle.
He's going power grip here. Curtis does a nice job getting that hand back and pulling against it. Damon's trying to lever in, but he's a little high on that top side shoulder. He's trying to hit through the back to get it done. But Curtis is kind of eating it and just staying diligent with his defense. He's pulling the hand away just enough and starting to walk his hips out to the side.
Yeah, he is kind of on the side with his chin inside the elbow crease.
Yeah, makes it real hard to finish that. Damon trying to move his shin into a better body triangle position here. That body triangle late in a match like this, we've already had 10 minutes of regulation. A little bit of that was cut out, but we've had 10 minutes of regulation. Now we're into the overtime. The fatigue starts to be a real factor in these upper belt matches. And squeezing, got a real good squeeze, nice and tight. But Curtis has his hand in and gets it. We're going to move into Curtis having the back.
Yeah, Curtis has the back in the bottom of the first round.
So Curtis is now required to submit Damon here in the overtime position in order to take it to the next overtime. And for Liquid Swords here, the speed that you escape doesn't matter. You know, it's probably easier fatigue-wise, but there is not a running clock for time for these overtimes. It is only, you know, what happens. So Curtis, great, really good hook in here. Nice and deep on that rear naked choke. Got the body triangle in, squeezing.
And you can see Damon breathing
Damon's
heavy
grimacing a bit here. This looks very deep, and he gets the tap very quickly. So we're going to move into the armbar section of overtime. Big breaths from Damon. Damon is going to start with the armbar again, still in the attack.
You always get to pick which side of the arm, which arm you want.
If you have a preferential side, it's helpful.
Yeah. And he is going to try to go towards the head, which if you fall towards the head, sometimes it's easier to
That
kind
grip
of
break can open up. But it does make the stack a little bit easier as well.
Yeah.
Either way.
And he gets the arm all the way back.
Yeah, really tight. Just unable to put it over the hip, and Curtis is able to spin underneath. Really, really late stage defense. Again, this is why at brown and black belt, this is the level of defense that guys can get, is you just can't make the angle, and that guy can escape off of you unable to make the angle.
And they know some angles that look kind of nasty, but they know they're safe in that position. They know they can get out of it. He falls the opposing direction towards the legs, which is the more standard position because you can grab their legs and you can kind of keep them flat. That way they can't stack up into you.
It really stops the stack. When the guy as tall as Damon, it's something you really want to do. So it's a good thought process. He then falls up. Damon looks to go over the top, but he switches to a triangle here. This is incredibly hard to get out of now once that triangle transition happens.
And it's pretty much belly down at this point.
Yeah, Curtis has this in very, very deep. The triangle is there and the armbar is there. Very hard to get out of. Damon's going to try to shake out. Almost gets there. And then the armbar finish happens. Very, very nice transition here from Curtis to take this in overtime.
From some of my colleagues is that may be the match of the evening. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to get the victor over here. I'm not sure where he went exactly. We've lost visual contact. We've lost visual contact. We have visual contact. He appears to be donning a hooded sweatshirt. No, he's right here. Right there. He's right here. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
What's your name? Where do you train?
My name is Curtis. I train at Second Gear Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Talk us through that match.
He was very strong, super strong. I knew if I could fight out the submissions, I had a good chance in overtime, just based on technique. But yeah, props to him. He was very strong, very good.
Word around the microwave is that may be the best match of the day so far.
I don't know. There's still a lot of good matches coming up, so I don't know, but I'm happy to at least be in contention.
All right. Well, how was your Liquid Swords experience?
It was great. Everything's been running good. I just want to thank family, friends, girlfriend that came out, everybody at Second Gear, and then Peachy Foods, best little meat shop in America.
Is there anybody else that you want to thank?
Anybody I've ever trained with, really. I don't know. My brain's not working right now.
Where is Peachy Foods?
It's in Pennsylvania.
All right, you heard it here. Congratulations. I got a medal for you.
Moving on to match 26, we have David Adams versus Zach Humberstone. This is a 15-minute black belt match here at Liquid Swords Invitational 4.
And this is Dave Adams. It says out of 410 Jiu-Jitsu.
That's correct. Now, that's the new academy.
Oh, that's the new academy.
Yep.
So different than the 410 martial arts that we've seen earlier today.
410 Academy. This is 410 Jiu-Jitsu.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. A little confusing there. Very similar names.
And it's a newer gym. It's him and the gentleman behind him comes from one of the ground control academies. They opened up a new school. And this is Zach Humbertson from Ground Zero Bridgeport. BJJ.
Yep. This is the first match kicking off the black belts on the card. Again, these folks have 15 minutes to work. Everything else is the same. There are just more submissions available than we've seen earlier in the card.
The purple belts and the brown belts. It's all the same.
Oh, it is all
brown,
the same.
black. It's
Okay.
all the same rules.
Right, because we're in NoGi.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we have Zach Humbertson trying to be heavy on the head, trying to get that arm. Dave Adams normally goes for that low single from here. So head control, arm control, and into the legs.
Immediate pull there into the knee shield half guard. Adams is a standard half guard player. Plays a lot of the half guard. Plays into the deep half a lot.
He does a sweep that we can see him setting up right now. It's the John Wayne sweep.
Yep, off of that lockdown there that he has. He has an underhook. And again, he doesn't really need much of an underhook to make that sweep work. He's really extended on that lockdown leg there. And he's pulled the hips way high above his chest, and so now it makes the rotation for him to get up a lot easier here. Zach is trying to kind of pressure down, but because your shoulders are kind of turned because of that lockdown, it makes it very, very difficult to get out essentially from this position.
And unfortunately, because his other leg was so high, it's hard to use that other foot to kind of fight the lockdown.
Yeah, you can't tack out at all because, again, the lockdown leg keeps you low. So Adams is now in top side in a really, really low passing position here. You got good shoulder pressure here into the head, levering down. Gonna try to get his knee flat to the mat, fighting out of the 3/4. Pressuring nice and heavy, maybe looking for a head and arm choke here.
I think it's more of a smother from here.
Yeah.
Because he has all the pressure on the face from here with the arms behind. It's more of the smother because he doesn't seem to be going for that.
We have a little bit of a mat break here. We've come back to the action. Adams is on top, pressuring through. We have Zach looking like an entry into the leg here, which is looking to invert. But Adams does a nice job of attacking back, getting on his heels and feet. You can see him pushing from the balls of his feet there as he was driving forward. Now he's playing low. Adams keeps that head really, really low because he wants to be an in-pressure passer.
And he wants to do that hip switch and kind of land on the far side.
Another break in the action here. We've come back. Adams has passed the guard.
He's not fully past. Well, yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's
I
past
thought I
now.
saw the foot over there, but then I was. There's two legs. So he's kind of working up that head and arm from the side control position, putting the weight in, maybe looking to windshield wiper the knee over and the leg over.
Yeah. Zach does a nice job there, turning him over in a counter, putting Adams on his back into the half guard again. Adams' corner is calling for him to push the face away there. Potentially that violent arm lock is available because Adams has the underhook position on that.
I'm thinking he's more going to use it for a sweeping position.
Yeah, classically uses the sweep, but the armbar is there before, possibly. Especially if Zach keeps underhooking the head there, which is, again, a standard passing position. Adams comes underneath. Zach has a nice pressure in here, but is still a little bit trapped in that lockdown of Adams.
Yeah, he needs to use the far side leg to kind of get his other leg out like he's doing right now.
Mhm.
It's just hard to do that sometimes without messing up your own position and taking your position off of your opponent.
Because you got to keep your hips low, because if you start moving your hips up, then it gives Adams in the bottom here an opportunity to start moving you around. And so it's a very dynamic position. Zach coming up here. Adams moving. We've had another break here, and we are top side passing from David Adams. Match is jumping around a little bit more due to some technical issues.
And I think we have a restart.
Yeah, we're close to the edge of the match. We're going to have a restart.
Humberson gets the full guard on Dave Adams. Dave Adams is looking to pass by controlling the arms at the elbows and the shoulders. He's going to stand up. Humberson is doing a good job trying to control the hands and the arms.
Yeah, Adams is the guy that will take his time a lot. So, if Adams doesn't want to push the pace and doesn't want to really torpedo through, he will absolutely take as much time as he wants to in a lot of these positions. He's looking for you to overextend before he goes. He's, very comfortable and sort of wants to be the counter fighter in a lot of places, especially if he thinks that he can beat you in kind of a scramble.
Yeah, he also is taking his time, kind of being, making sure that he has good position before he does anything.
Yeah. Adams is very much a position over submission guy.
He's also a very active local competitor.
Adams pushing down the foot there, trying to get around the guard of Zach.
Zach's holding that half guard on him.
Pushing down. Adams is looking for the underhook and trying to winch her up with that leg out, but Zach does a nice job of keeping that inside hook in to get himself back into the butterfly guard here. Adams is a nice hop over pass from the butterfly guard into side control here with the underhook. A very nice position to start isolating the arm in this position. I think Adams is going to look to get his head underneath of that elbow.
Starting to try to dig that arm under.
Comes into north-south away from the hooks.
It looks like he's trying to attack one of the arms.
Yeah, almost goes for a Choi bar there real quick. Gets turned over. Zach working to pass on top. Does have both of Adams' legs together here in sort of a traditional leg basket pass.
He's quite low on the hips.
Adams looking to push him down back into the guard. And that's why Zach kind of tries to pummel that hand inside to get it off of his hip. So that Adams has to kind of re-pummel again to start pushing Zach back down.
Yeah. But Dave is also not looking to overexert because he's not really in the best position right now. If he overexerts, then
Zach can pass it.
Can grab an arm or find a way. Dave is always very tentative with his grips and his passing and
he wants to go when
submission
he wants to
attempts.
go. And he's not a guy that wants to throw a huge amount of volume at you. He wants to wait for his opportunities and then take a really good opportunity to make something work.
Yeah. He's on his own time.
Yes. Nice lever sweep there from Adams to get on top here.
Adams does have a lot of very good half guard sweeps.
Yeah, really, really strong half guard player. And that's what he's played since as long as I've known Adams. He's been a very, very competent, comfortable half guard player. Immediately gets around the guard here. Top side control. Zach looking to underhook. But still playing very, very flat. I was putting a good amount of shoulder pressure in to keep Zach's face turned to the side. It makes it really hard to get that leg recollected here. Because, where the head goes, the body has to follow. And so if you're turning that head, the body has to point away from you usually.
Yeah, and Zach is keeping his arms kind of high and up.
Adams times a nice hop over into mount there. Looking again for that smother from top position. Looking to pressure down onto the face, into the nose.
Yeah, Zach doesn't seem to.
He just did the finger wave.
Yeah, doesn't really seem to care about that position.
Yeah. But his arm is a little high here. Potentially, Adams can go for a gift wrap here or unhook on that arm in order to flatten the mount back out.
Zach tries to kick to try to get out.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really successful.
Another break in the match. Bit hot, so the camera might be having an issue with somebody overheating. Not quite sure exactly what the issue is, why we keep jumping around. But we are now back. Adams is still on top, going into the north-south position. Hand is in there for Zach, so the north-south choke isn't going to be available there, which you can definitely work and fatigue a little bit from that position. Adams up on the arm, going for the Kimura grip. You can see the Kimura on the top side. Throws it over. Really gunning for the arm bar and gets the tap on the arm bar. And Adams takes that via arm bar.
We are in semi-scenic Davidsonville, Oyster Colony, USA. And we're awaiting the arrival. Everything is awesome when you're part of a team. All right, come on up. What's your name? Where do you train?
David Espringata Adams. I'm training at 410 Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, head instructor, FedEx, Essex, Maryland. Guys, come on out, train with us. Guys, Silverback Stripes, it's the team, the best apparel, the best team. Who can stop us? Guys, this comes with a heavy heart, because this might be my last liquid sword, all right?
Why is that?
Because, you know, I've been holding it down since Liquid Sword 1, all right? Main eventing for free. And the minute the main event makes money, because of my Instagram, because of my highlight reels, other guys are making the money.
What is Instagram?
What is Instagram? It's a piece of social media. But, look,
Okay,
I love this
I'll
sport.
look into it.
I love this sport. Look, I'll be back as soon as the olive branch is extended. But guys, for right now, I'm done with liquid swords. I can't tolerate disrespect. I can't, especially for a company, man, that's been here since day one. I can't do it. That came out here for free, driving an hour to the middle of nowhere. They get in a fight in the back of a church. Like, it needs to be more respect for me.
Well, thank you for your service. Is there anybody you want to thank?
Guys, shout out to Baltimore BJJ, Chris Ballant, Rob Sullivan. Yo, they gave me tough rounds. I had to dip out to start a school. But guys, thank you for giving me those tough rounds. Guys, shout out to silverbackstripes.com. Shout out to Jen Huffman. Shout out, goddamn, yeah. Shout out to my tough ass opponent. He was strong as a bull terrier. But yeah, that's it.
Congratulations.
Thank you, big dog. What's up?
You have a good one. Liquid Swords.
On to the 26th match of the evening. We have Meghna Saha versus Maria Cotton.
Myra Cotton.
Myra, sorry about that. This is a purple belt match. It's going to be an 8-minute match. We have Saha walking out first.
She's from Beltway Martial Arts. Second, we have Myra Cotton from Studio 360.
And we are off here. Heavy ties from both ladies immediately. Ref Josh Peters is going to try to keep him into the center of the mat. And we have Cotton on top here, getting the takedown. Heavy cross-facing here, looking to crawl probably into mount based on how she's fighting through this half guard. Wants to go to side control.
And she traps the arm.
Yeah, really nice armbar trap. But really similar to the last match, actually. You know, that topside Kimura with the head trapped. Fighting the hand.
She's really looking to control an arm or a leg. She looks like she might sit over into the legs from here.
Potentially enter for a knee bar right here. Legs are a little far apart, but she does have that leg in the middle here. Go for a knee splitter.
Yeah.
Possibly, but you really need that outside leg together.
She just uses it for the sweep.
Yeah.
Up on top.
Saha does a nice roll through. And potentially looking for a leg lock of her own here. But Cotton does a nice job on the top, putting her knees down and stopping the inversion into the legs there. Nice leg staple there from Cotton. Potentially looking to pass onto the outside here. But she still is trapped a little bit in the half guard. She's going to have to slide that knee out in order to get the back there. And she does.
Both these ladies seem like they like the scramble game a little bit. Both like a lot of movement, are moving around a lot, trying for their own subs.
Yeah. Which is good. I like when two athletes kind of match up like that, and they're both, you're getting to see two games that are similar run at each other. Sometimes it can make them really fun and exciting matchups.
She's on side control. She has the arm.
Yeah, she's trapped the far side arm there into like a gift wrap.
She might also, I thought for a second she was going for a wrist lock, but it looks like the arm's out. She's going to try to go after that far side arm. I don't know if she's just trying to control the far side arm.
Yeah, again, another Kimura style grip there again. Legs really heavy over the head. She's stepping up into an armbar position. Going to step that leg over. Really good armbar position here. She's going to lean up and gets the tap via the armbar. So Myra Cotton takes that via armbar here at Liquid Swords 4.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What's your name and where do you train?
Myra Cotton. I train at Studio 360 in Williamsburg.
Oh, Virginia.
Yeah, Williamsburg, Virginia.
Talk us through that victory.
So honestly, for a second there, I got really scared with that footlock she had on me. But once I got that arm and I started transitioning, I knew that I just had to like punch my leg nice and hard in the face and I could pull the arm out. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
How's your Liquid Swords experience been?
Great. It's been great. It's been wonderful. Everyone's super nice, really organized. We're out of here quick, but at the same time, it's super fun. So.
And you ended it pretty quick tonight too, so you're helping yourself get out of there quick.
Yeah.
Is there anybody else you want to thank?
Well, obviously my coaches. Well, my coach. And then just my other one, Marissa, she's a black belt at my gym who just like constantly is working with me one-on-one, putting pressure on me to do better all the time, so.
That's fantastic.
Thanks.
Congrats.
Thank you so much.
This is for you.
Awesome.
And have you ridden the new Loch Ness Monster?
Woo.
Have you ridden the Loch Ness Monster?
No.
No, it's been rebuilt.
Oh, okay, I'll
At
do
Busch
that.
Gardens.
Oh, okay, I'll do that. All right, thank you.
Have a good one.
On to our 28th match of the evening, Louis Griffith versus Nick Willey. This is another black belt match, a 15-minute match for this one. This is the co-main event of the evening. We have Louis Griffith walking out first, representing Noel Smith BJJ in the 80cc fanny pack. We have Nicholas Willey walking out, representing Sharpshooters Grappling SSGC in the pink and black and gray camo. Checked with Nick a few times. Nick's a prolific competitor out here on Fury and a lot of other cards as well. Nick comes from a real strong wrestling background. Now this matchup is a real interesting one on this card because this is a clash of two styles. Nick, really top heavy pressure wrestling, nice front headlocks and chokes. Louis wants to get into the legs and go for the leg lock. So this is very much a match, a dichotomy match where, you know, you're seeing Nick here, heavy pressure wrestling, really heavy control in the head. Wants to keep his legs away from Louis, and Louis wants to get into the legs.
And both gentlemen doing a really good job attacking each other back and forth. As Nick is going after the head, Louis is trying to get into the legs and go after the legs.
One of the things we were calling for Nick in this match was to keep his legs far away from Louis. So we don't want him to tech down, and we were trying to keep him far and far away from Louis, because we knew, what Louis was looking for. That's, really what Louis is known for in the scene is unorthodox leg lock entries and finishes. Nick, really nice heavy sprawl there on the head. Louis comes up, trying to go to a Darce or an Anaconda, trying to come back down to the back, but Louis does a nice job of turning and rolling through, again, looking for those leg lock entries.
And trying to get into the legs. Nick does a good job not letting him get into the legs and standing back up. He's trying to pass from standing in order to not be sucked into a K-guard or some kind of leg entanglement, to try to stay atop and use his pressure-heavy wrestling. His athleticism.
You want to leverage the skills that you're having, and Louis knows this. And Nick is a known quantity. Louis is a known quantity, and so you're seeing Louis really extending here every time Nick gets close, shooting him for the legs, and Nick trying to keep a range to work his cartwheel passing, work his outside passing, things that will keep his legs away from the entries that Louis has. Walks into north-south, keeps his knees down, techs down very nicely around, looking for the front headlock. Is Nick.
And he sets his knee in. He's trying to get a grip on the head and not allow the roll through. He grabs his far ankle, but he's also trying to stay outside of the attacks that could be coming, while at the same time being able to do his own attacks himself.
It's a really interesting stylistic matchup for both these guys. Louis, nice inversion over, trying to go for the leg here. Nick trying to keep the head, trying to keep the pressure down to prevent Louis from being able to kind of get established on that leg. Nick uses that to pass into north-south here. Trying to keep nice heavy pressure there on the lat.
Yeah, and Louis is doing a really good job keeping his hands involved and kind of pushing him away, not allowing him to get settled in those positions.
Yeah, Nick's shooting there over to the back.
Nick has slowed down a little bit with his attacking, but he is trying to keep heavy
pressure,
steady pressure on top of him.
Because again, with a really dynamic leg lock entry guy, you've got to keep a lot of pressure on them, and so it makes sense with how Nick is playing. He's keeping him down, trying to keep his legs away. But Louis also knows this and probably knows this is what was coming, knows he's going to have to weather a storm. Nick hunting for the back. Louis a step ahead there, gets his hips out, starts to flatten. And these intermediate positions are always really interesting because Nick has a couple options here. He can come to the top, but Louis knows he can come to the top or come to the side, and so he can preemptively start kipping up and coming out of the back there and looking to enter because Nick's knees are going to be down once he comes out of that position. So this is what I love about these black belt matches that are two dynamic, different styles, is because each guy is not only thinking about the step that he's on, but 2 or 3 or 4 steps into the counters and to the offense that's available.
And this is a black belt match. It's a 15-minute match, which is quite a long time for these gentlemen to be attacking at each other.
15-minute matches aren't super common. Again, most other tournaments, only really in Superfights do you ever see 15-minute matches, and that's in main events and co-main events and co-main events. Nick, nice drop down into the north-south. Louis knows it's coming, turns up, keeps the roll.
Louis is doing a good job keeping his frames in, so even when he does drop into position, Louis has those frames ready, and he's willing to push the hips away or push the arm away.
Nick, really nice entry on a modified arm and guillotine. Really nice turn up into the top position here. Louis just staying calm, pulling the hand down, making enough space because he knows Nick's a little bit turned to the side and it's going to have to transition to either the back or the mount here. Nick again going to the gift wrap there. Pushing off. Nick looking for the armbar here. Louis, a very flexible guy.
But he's kind
rotating
of in a
through.
Bad position as he jumps on that arm.
Yeah.
His
and
leg.
the entry that Lou was looking
Yeah.
for. Nick looking through. Nick trying to get on, but Nick's butt's down. This is going to be really hard for him to kind of push all the way out from what he needs. And this is what Louis is looking for the entire match here. He has a nice bite on the leg. Nick is a little turned out, but again, just given how dynamic of a leg locker Louis is, this is a tough spot for Nick to be in, and not a spot that he wanted to end up in.
Yeah. He should be trying to separate the legs right here and kind of get his knee out.
Which he does.
And he does. But you can see both gentlemen are breathing heavy. This is a lot of activity for
Especially,
both gentlemen.
again, I think Nick was, 185 for this match?
Yeah, this is a 185 match.
This is a bigger match, and that level of pacing for these guys, 50 minutes at 185 is not the most common.
Yeah.
Louis, nice entry here. Looking for a K-guard, or really a backside entry here. Nick's trying to staple that leg to not get turned over. Goes to a nice hand-on-hand position at the shoulder, trying to get the back, trying to come right into mount here. And he gets there. He's got really nice pressure on the underhooks here to come right into mount, or right into half guard, actually. Louis is able to recover. Louis very briefly goes to a lockdown here.
And he... And Nick is using both of his feet to kind of combat that the leg positioning by Louis. But Louis gets back into his butterfly position with the shoulder,
Gets
with
the
a clamp on
arm.
the shoulder.
Almost gets to the Choi bar there for a second, and they're going to reset here.
It's not the easiest thing to Choi bar, Mr. Willie.
Yeah. You train with Nick very frequently. So.
I do.
Nick's putting heavier pressure in. Again, the passing has started to become more close range for Nick. Both guys are kind of learning each other's timing. Nice double unders here from Nick, putting pressure in on top.
Nick is going to try to tripod pass,
Yeah,
but
everyone's
Louis does have his leg stuck, which unfortunately, could lead to Louis getting some sweeps as he kind of stretches Nick out and kind of rolls him to the side.
Yep. Nick comes over to mount, and then Louis immediately counters to get on top, puts Nick on his back. Nick's pushing away at the face and the head. Louis has a nice kind of good body lock grip here. Most likely both guys are kind of catching their breath. Nick's trying to do what he can to push off. Good cornering advice there.
Yeah.
Nick's going to push off, and then Louis started to over-grip on both legs. Corner called for, do not give him your legs, which I think was good advice there.
Yeah.
You see Louis giving the leg there.
If you notice, it's the same boys.
And the step back.
He steps back into Nick's legs.
Yeah, the double trouble there. So you have both leads. You're in the saddle position. Comes down and gets the tap. Both legs are stuck there. Louis Griffith takes that via heel hook.
What's your name and where do you train?
My name's Louis. I train at Noel Smith BJJ.
Talk us through this match. Give us a review of what happened.
So, I knew I was going to pull guard because he's a good wrestler. So I pull guard. Felt like I was kind of trying to attack at first, and he was doing a good job. I stayed away. So I just had to let him come in a little bit. So I found the opportunity to get high on his legs and control, and then get the submission.
How was your Liquid Swords experience?
It was good. It was good.
All right.
Tiring.
Anyone else that you want to thank?
All my teammates at Noel Smith, BJJ, and everyone at Baltimore BJJ. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Thank you.
And I got something for you.
Nice. Thank you.
Hey, I told you guys get over here to Drew Team Realty and
On to our 29th match of the evening, Beatrice Jin versus Tara Pagano.
Tara Pagano is a former Bellator fighter. Beatrice Jin is walking out right now.
American national champion for IBJJF, just prolific local competitor. I've had the pleasure of calling a number of her matches over the years. I've interviewed her for other events. Just a prolific competitor and has a really fun game.
I think we have Tara Pagano. She's actually Invicta, not Bellator.
Yeah,
but,
Invicta.
She's had some pro MMA fights. She also competes regularly locally.
Beatrice representing Kogagan Academy and Tara representing Enlisted 9 Fight Company. Immediate big shot from Tara there. Gets Beatrice down. Beatrice very comfortable playing from her guard. Immediately goes into the butterfly guard here.
With the overhook on the far side, with the butterfly, Tara's trying to put heavy pressure in, trying to kind of get rid of those butterfly hooks so that she can pass.
Yeah. Beatrice plays a longer, kind of rangier game, but is very, very submission focused and real dangerous. Beatrice looking for potentially was looking for a Kimura or grip break on that arm. Tara's just got her hands locked together, really driving forward in Beatrice's what was a butterfly guard is now just a modified closed guard.
And she reaches forward to kind of control her head. In doing that, Beatrice is really good at keeping the grips on her hands, controlling those arms, but controlling her body at the same time. If you notice how much Beatrice is moving her around with her legs, readjusting, resetting her guard over and over again, she's doing that to kind of offset Tara's positioning while she's also going after Tara's arms.
It makes the guard passing so much harder when you're constantly being interrupted by hip movement, you're pushed off, you're losing some of your base there, and so it makes it just incredibly hard to start to get off passes if you don't have a stable base to work from.
Yeah.
Beatrice looking for the Kimura there on that cross side, really just a grip on the cross side. Tara does a very nice job of stepping over that leg that Beatrice is looking for.
And dropping her hips into that hip, walking the legs around so that she can then get past that guard on that side.
Beatrice grabbing that Kimura here from the guard. Tara has one hand under, but it's a really good grip from Beatrice. She's going to need to push away a little bit to kind of daylight that hand to be able to get it out. Very, very tight. Very tight Kimura. And then there's a call
of her coach and husband. Tapped her out for that because the arm went back too far.
Yeah. So we're going to put her back in it, and then we are going to continue the match from where the sub was, and that's the tap. And that's the match. Beatrice Jin takes that in the women's co-main super fight.
My name is Beatrice Jin. I train at Kogayan Academy. I also teach there.
Talk us through that match. How'd it go for you?
It was good. She got a takedown just like she did in our other match. I kind of expected it. But since it's sub only, I just wanted to accept the takedown and get into a good guarded position and then just keep fishing from there.
How's your Liquid Swords experience been?
It's been great. It's super nice here. It's very well done. I like having a walkout song. I like that they're sub only in the DMV for the first time. Usually you have to travel like 4 to 6 hours to get sub only. So I'm glad that they're just organizing it for the girls as well. Like Robert put a big emphasis on having women's matches here.
Is there anyone that you'd like to thank today?
Just all my teammates at Kogayan Academy and all the girls from DMV, women's BJJ. We have like a big open mat of women, and one of the hardest parts of finding an opponent is is because we all already trained together, So I'm really glad that Tara took the match and that we have a good community here.
That's fantastic. I think we have a presentation for you. Robert von Valkenburg is on his way.
So this is our first women's main event at Liquid Swords. We're excited to be able to offer a $500 cash prize to Beatrice. And MatRat Combat is the main sponsor for this entire event. So Joe from MatRat's going to be presenting the cash. And also you have this trophy for being the women's main event winner for this event. Congratulations.
I just want to thank Liquid Swords so much for this opportunity. I'm going to use this cash to sign up for a gi tournament. So what does that say about gi and nogi? So thank you so much, brother.
On to our main event of the evening, match 30. Our headliner, we have Mike Turpin out of Team Balance Baltimore taking on Kenneth Brown, owner of Second Gear BJJ.
And this is Mike Turpin walking out from Team Balance Baltimore. Pretty prolific competitor.
Yeah, competes all the time.
Same to be said about this gentleman, Kenneth Brown from Second Gear BJJ.
Yeah, Kenneth Brown competes on everything all the time.
And has for 10-ish plus years.
At least 10 years. You know, just both guys have just been in. If there is a tournament at a heavyweight, it is not uncommon to see both of these guys in it. I'm not sure if they've had a match before, but this is a very, very exciting main event match to have.
I don't remember seeing them have a match before.
Mike's a newer black belt.
Yeah, he is. I've actually been training as long as Turpin has. So he's just got his black belt recently. And I don't believe they've ever won against each other before.
Used to train with Mike a lot back in the day. Kind of immediately pulls into the half guard here. Mike did a nice job of trying to pressure it down.
And Kenneth Brown's kind of known for his half guard. He plays a low half guard. He plays a really good deep half with deep half sweeps. And he kind of plays that lower game.
That is what he is known for locally, and that's what he has beaten a lot of guys from. He'll sort of lull you into a false sense of security playing through his half guard, only to then just have some phenomenal half guard work take you over or submit you from, those transitions from the half guard.
Yeah, he has some pretty lanky legs. So he can kind of engage those legs and then keep you at a range where it's very hard for you to get almost anything kind of working, but at the same time, he's willing to then go, like in this position right here, he's willing to go into a full guard, and he understands how to hold that position, how to attack from that position.
Yeah, he's working to the triangle here. And now we're going to have another angle here. Ken still has Mike in the triangle here, but he can't quite make the angle that he needs. Mike is a powerhouse of a guy, so very, very hard to control.
And Mike also has his elbow in. He has his hand in under his neck and his elbow in kind of towards the hip crease. That allows a lot more space for him to breathe, and he can kind of survive that position.
Yep. They got a little bit cut off there. That was a little bit longer of a sequence in the arena. So we're going to move back into the center of the mat here. We're going to restart. Mike has a nice underhook on the leg. Driving through here. Trying to get past the guard of Ken Brown. Using that overhand position on the leg to try to turn the knee. And Ken's just going to get his hip up there, roll through, and try to come back into the guard that he is so well known for. Mike starts to topside toe hold there for a second to force Ken to bring his leg back inside. And then we're going to get backs, hips inside. Ken is going to throw another triangle attempt there on Mike as Mike leans heavy in, tries to get past Ken Brown. And Ken is going to grab another Kimura there off of the pass attempt from Turpin.
And Turpin's like trying to toe hold him. He grabbed the 1 foot on the bottom. Yep. It could also just keep him from kind of elevating very well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it blocks a lot of stuff here, and Mike is known for really being an unorthodox guy. More half guard work here from Ken. Moving back into the butterfly guard.
Turpin's doing a really good job stapling that the lower leg so that even if when he does get through, that he can't kind of invert up and grab anything from that position.
And Ken kind of gets out of that and puts him back just regular into the half guard. And that is really what Ken Brown is known for, is just a prolific half guard player, and there's not really a response to anything in the half guard that he has not seen, or we've not seen him. I've had the pleasure of commentating a couple of his matches over the years. Known for his half guard, known for having a really tricky half guard to deal with Mike's trying to flatten out, and then Ken pushes him away and just pulls him right back into the half guard
I
here.
was wondering if Turpin was trying that dog bar on that bottom leg for a second, just to either elicit a reaction or try to get the sub.
Yeah. I mean, Turpin is a guy that's known locally just as an insane squeeze, like a really special squeeze, but also known to hit just unorthodox subs. He's like a real submission hunter, but will play in interesting spaces. Can try to take the back there on Turpin. Puts Turpin there down on the bottom. Mike's trying to elevate out.
Yeah, though Turpin has underhook on the leg, and he does have his legs around that leg. So he's kind of controlling him. He's not allowing him to come over.
And then he drops that and kind of immediately pops into the mount there. Gets a nice still got a low mount on Turpin. But at the heavyweight matches, you tend to see guys play a lower mount because they want to be more over the hips. Whereas at the higher weights, you see guys tend to play more in the chest.
He does a lower mount, and he crosses his legs below his butt.
Because it really stops a lot of like the kipping escapes, the push-off escapes, because you can't get good leverage to get him moving. Again, Ken Brown on top of you is like a ton of bricks.
Yeah. And he's trying to get the head and arm together, probably trying to grab that to work his way towards the back, though Mike is not allowing him to have that.
Yeah, Mike's just staying active there and keep staying active. He keeps pushing and sort of forcing Ken to readjust and taking a little bit of ground back the entire time as he does. Ken's sort of looking for the back here.
But Mike's trying to maybe go into the far side leg. I saw him kind of reach under that far side leg and grab it.
And Ken sees it and just reestablishes side control there, puts heavy pressure on Mike there on the bottom. That crossfit comes over and then looks to come back into mount again. Again, Ken is very much a traditional position over submission guy.
He's also not really using like a full cross face. He's more using a shoulder to kind of on his neck and his face, as opposed to like using your arm.
Yeah, which is more so a lot of the old guys.
Yeah.
Older school guys will teach because it tends to force more of the back exposure.
Yeah.
Which is, again, that positional dominance, whereas the crossface just with the arm will keep guys nice and flat if you want to work for topside subs. Ken, nice staple on the topside leg, immediately comes back through.
I was wondering if he was going to go for the ninja roll right there.
Not really something I think that Ken Brown would elect to do in most instances. Mike gets the lockdown there to really prevent Ken from being able to
push forward
and keep passing. Ken's going to use his other foot here. We have a great camera angle to see, Ken reinforcing underneath the calf of Mike Turpin to push away to try to get out of this.
Ken is doing a good job keeping him flat-backed. Though Turpin gets up, he gets some height, gets that underhook on that one side. He still has a lockdown or something on the far leg.
Turpin's looking for an arm crush here. Ken's looking for a violent arm lock or an armbar sweep over. And again, this is what I was talking about earlier, where Mike is just incredibly strong. So it's really impressive to me to see Ken Brown be able to just turn his arm down, pull back in, and get out of that.
I think both gentlemen understand positioning. They understand how to get in positioning, how to get out of positioning, and where and when to use that positioning.
A little bit of a blip in the action here. We have Ken Brown in mount.
And it's like a side mount.
Side mount here.
Yeah.
And Mike's able to recover the half guard there. And then Ken's going to try to jump over, but Mike does a nice job of following him and tracking him with the hooks, trapping Ken Brown back into the half guard. Ken's going to step his leg out. And then he really wants to slide up there, which is why he keeps putting his foot underneath on Mike. I think he's very happy to play out of the half guard here and force Mike down.
Yeah.
Versus in side control where Mike can really just explosively push him off and enter into stuff. The half guard is just going to stifle a lot of what Turpin wants to do on the bottom. It's going to limit his options in a way that I think works really well with Ken's game.
I think Ken also has enough length that it doesn't really bother him to play half guard, because his body is long enough that he can play in that half guard and still have enough shoulder and arm movement.
He still has the mobility there, and he's not really trapped. His hips aren't trapped down as low as a lot of guys are traditionally.
Yeah.
We have Mike Turpin looking for a rubber guard here. Potentially looking for a gogoplata and omoplata there, but Ken is just going to continue to pressure through and not let Mike get his leg all the way up.
Ken has a body lock, though he lets the body lock go to kind of maintain top position. He does have that hook in, that arm hook in, though Turpin is trying to get the height in that position as Ken tries to grab almost a crucifix across the shoulders. And he uses that to go to the back, though he's riding high. So
Yeah, potentially going to go for that far side arm bar or the power Kimura from the Choi bar position. But Mike is actually in the half guard here, so it makes it really hard for Ken to put enough pressure into that arm to be able to lever it out. Mike's going to look for a toe hold here. It's a really unorthodox toe hold.
Yeah, across his head.
Yeah, you really do that when someone is triangled over top of you. It's very hard to get. But again, it does force Ken to move his leg a little bit, come back in front, in the front side here. Ken pushing on Turpin's face a little bit there as Turpin sort of continues to try to drive through and get past that knee shield.
He's going to kind of crank that leg up.
Yeah, we saw him do that earlier in the match. I was curious if he was going to try to enter later into a leg lock there, but Ken just gets up. He just re-inverts, rolls back through, and ends back up in the half guard again.
And Mike does train with some older school jiu-jitsu people that do more of a catch wrestling style, so there are certain movements that are a little more...
common for those folks.
Yeah, common for those folks, as opposed to your competitive jiu-jitsu folks. There was a break in action. Now he finds Ken Brown on the back of Turpin going out of bounds. Though Turpin is getting height, and as they roll out, he's trying to dig that hand in there. I believe this is the end in overtime.
I'm not certain. We had a break in action here.
Yeah, we had
I'm
a
not
break
sure
in action.
what's going on. Mike gets out. Yeah, we've come into the overtime now.
Yeah, I believe we've moved into the overtime period.
And so Ken had the attack first, and now we're going to get Mike on Ken's back here as the rebuttal for the overtime. So the match, I think majority of the match was done at that point. We just went into time. And then Mike again speaks to the squeeze that Mike has. Not a guy that I really want on my back to be kind of put on my back in an overtime position.
No, not at all. And he is fighting the hands.
Yeah.
We can't see it very well, but he's holding the chin to kind of hold the head back.
Mm-hmm. Ken's trying to fight the feet out and try to turn, but Mike is just cranking on the face of Ken Brown, trying to trap the arm there with the leg. And he gets it.
He does get the arm down. He has the
choke in here. It's really hard to see from our angle.
It's like a 10-year-old choke?
7-year-old choke, but no, it's slightly different than that. Still looking. Mike's got a really nice bite in here. Or he had a nice bite there for 1 second. He's going to the body triangle here to lever down. And he's going to go hand over hand here on the choke.
For a short choke.
Yep, and he gets the tap.
And with the short choke, he gets the win.
Mike Turpin takes the win in overtime here to cap off Liquid Swords 4.
First off, congratulations. What's your name? Where do you train?
Mike Turpin, Underground Grappling, Team Balance. Mike Atkin, Kevin Bachman, Brian Shealy. Let's go!
Talk us through the match. It was a long one.
Hey man, he was tough to get by. I felt comfortable with submission defense. I was there longer than I wanted to be. At times I thought I was gonna lose, but I just did my thing, and I came out on top. I could have lost, but I won.
How was your overall experience?
Dude, I love it. Love it. Thank you. Thank you.
Is there anybody else you want to thank?
My dad, my girlfriend, every motherfucker in here. Let's go.
So one more thing. You got cash and a trophy coming, so hang out.
Oh, hanging out. I ain't going nowhere.
So congratulations to Mike. Also, Nobody gets to compete without an opponent. Ken and Mike put on a great show, amazing match, amazing back and forth. Congratulations, Mike. Again, thank you to Joe and Matt Rat Combat for being the main sponsor of our event.
Mike Dack and Kevin Butler, Brian Seeley, Underground Grappler.
I think those shorts are what brought you to win. What do you think?
I love short shorts. Damn it, baby. I hike them up. They're a lifting belt. Hell yeah, dude. Hey. Thank you. I love competing for all of you. I'm proud of everybody who trains with me, and I'm proud of everybody who steps on this mat. Thank you, Ken Brown. You're really good. I just came on top. It happens. That's it.
Thank you, everybody. Jones for that beautiful back and forth with Mackenzie. And $100 goes to you. $100 goes to your opponent. Match of the night, so you get the trophy. Thank you so much. Excellent fight. Thank you for being out, coming out here. Again, Nick got match of the night. Good back and forth. That was a hell of a fight. Very different styles. I knew it was going to be something, right? So I'm glad it was exciting because, you know, here's the trophy, and also you got $100 and your opponent does as well. Someone go get Nick. You can't get match of the night without a partner. Yep. Someone go get Nick. He's missing money. Nick! Oh, that's right. Nick was violent. So, if all the black belts that competed tonight can come on the mats, we got a special gift for everybody. Dave, I'm $100 for you. All right, congratulations. You have brown, black belts? Like, yeah, I don't know where. You really have black belts, so you got kicked out and you got a purple. Oh, thank you. Seriously? Yeah. I think he has those black belts. All right. I love it. Ken and Mike put on a great show, amazing match, amazing back and forth. Congratulations, Mike. Again, thank you to Joe and Matt Rat Combat for being the main sponsor of our event.
Mike Dack and Kevin Butler, Brian Seeley, Underground Grappler.
I think those shorts are what brought you to win. What do you think?
I love short shorts. Damn it, baby. I hike them up. They're a lifting belt. Hell yeah, dude. Hey. Thank you. I love competing for all of you. I'm proud of everybody who trains with me, and I'm proud of everybody who steps on this mat. Thank you, Ken Brown. You're really good. I just came on top. It happens. That's it. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, I don't know where. You really have black belts, so you got kicked out and you got a purple. Seriously? Nick got match of the night. Good back and forth. Very different styles. I knew it was going to be something, right? So I'm glad it was exciting because, you know, here's the trophy, and also you get $100 and your opponent does as well. Someone go get Nick. You can't get match of the night without a partner. Yep. Someone go get Nick. He's missing money. Nick! Nick was fine. So, if all the black belts that compete tonight can come on the mats, we got a special gift for everybody. Jones for that beautiful back and forth with Mackenzie.